Yeah, we're here with the unfortunate last chapter in a while. I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll come back like mid March, late March. I don't know when, but we're here. What's up?
June.
What's up? Talk to the people.
Crickets.
Do your thing, Simi.
Huh? I said when we get there is when we get there. What y'all sighing for? Y'all some haters, man. God damn.
I was pushing a Red Witch agenda all yesterday. I can't be no hater.
Yeah. Haters. Let's
I
go
ran- I-
through it in chronological order.
I really ran the craziest agenda on Evan yesterday. I'm not gonna speak
It's
on
not
it.
even no
You really
agenda,
did.
it's
You did.
facts.
You did. I saw that shit late though. But anyways, what did everybody think about the chapter, generally speaking, before we really hop in?
It's pretty good.
This was a top 5 chapter in this arc. I don't know where I would place it, but I think it's one of the 5 best chapters that came out of this arc. When you sit back and look at everything that happened.
I could see that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't really make up for like I guess the arc and stuff, but it's definitely one of the brightest spots within the arc. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In dark.
I like the chapter. Like it was one of the greatest chapters of the fucking arc. But I did have, I told y'all what I had one hope for CU, and he still failed me. So when we like Simi said, when we get there, we'll get there. So I ain't gonna say nothing about it till we get there.
Anybody else?
For me, I thought it was really good. I really liked it. It was predictable. Like we knew they were just gonna wrap things up. Basically say, we're going into a time skip and this is where all the characters are going to go for the time skip. But the execution was good for what it was.
Yeah, I thought it was a strong finish. I mean, like you guys all said, this doesn't make up for like some of the fumbles in the arc in the quarter, but it was a strong finish.
Quick
Yeah.
question: do y'all think it's the end of the season?
No.
No, definitely not.
Me neither. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. We think it was too flat for it to be the end of the season.
I mean, I won't say too much because like the afterword, like once you read that, you can kind of tell like where CU wants to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of hard to tell like what the real difference is, if it is going to be season 3 or if it's just going to be another part of season 2, because we had a big time skip and a little hiatus. Well, actually a pretty damn big hiatus between Workshop Battle and Hell Train. So I mean, it's kind of really tough to see what the difference would be anyway, whatever CU decides to title it.
Didn't he say that like who making food?
I swear to God, the oven's like upstairs, bro. Not me.
Oh, I was gonna say. Well, I lost my train of thought. Shit. Oh, didn't the Black say like he's like this could be the end of season 2, but I might just call it season 3, even though it's not even really season 3.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, like I want to smack this man for different reasons, but that's reason too. Like,
Pretty much until the next truck is open, it can be anyway.
So this is not the end of season 2. Are we gonna get an epilogue and then jump to season 3, or what? What's gonna happen?
I mean, the way he said, like, he's supposed to be like one more arc he wants to do, which I figure could either be the epilogue or like the arc before the epilogue. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's weird because I feel like once we get into the chapter, kind of dive more into that.
all right. Well, I mean, let's hop in. So we start off with Evan on his on the ship and get the go.
Karaka.
His minions bowing down as they should.
Wait, where's Groom?
R.A.P.
He left back early. He went back early, man. He said,
Hey,
You didn't hear that a lot today.
He clocked out.
He clocked out.
He clocked out, yo. He's like, hey man, I'm done. What I found interesting was that he said to go back to your original form, and I'll call upon you again when the time is right. What do you guys think that means?
that was interesting.
Yeah, because I figure like when we look at them, that's kind of what their original form is. But if let's say that's just a fragment of them, then are we seeing like a fragment of what their strength really is?
Well,
I
you
feel
see,
like-
like Death Bird and Death Lady and Death Karambit had this weird aura stuff around them. So when I read that, I was thinking like maybe that's some sort of new ability or transformation or something that we're going to learn about in the future.
It might be like Karaka's body. Like his true body's in that one place. Maybe all the bodies are over there as well.
I mean, hey, look about that. I was looking at some stuff about that. You remember his little minion Pedro on the Hell Train? I was looking at that, and I just remembered that Karaka gave him that observer, that ancient observer. But they said Pedro didn't know how to really use it. He didn't have the skill or power, whatever, something like that. But I was thinking that, like, is Karaka giving his minions power? Because they did come from his dimension out of the ground and shit. Like, I don't know where these niggas was at, but, like, when Evan Hankel was ready to pull up, like she's about to drop the hottest mixtape, these niggas was popping out the ground and shit.
So you think he created them somehow, in a sense,
Yeah.
or like they're tied to his power and his spell?
Yeah, most
That's interesting.
Karaka is actually Zato 1 from Guilty Gear. If you get the joke, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
Sounds good.
I know who Eno is. I don't know. I play Guilty Gear, but I don't know the lore like that.
Yeah.
I played Eno. I was the Eno main. for like the 1 year I played.
Blast blew out.
Yeah, you know
That's
what I'm saying? Blast blew out and better. It don't look better though. But
dead or alive.
no.
Hey.
You only play the volleyball. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. So hopefully we'll see more about that. I mean, I feel like Karaka has like one of the most interesting power sets. Just everything that he's done so far with his heart and everything.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like we have like a balance of like what exactly it is. Like, it could be just so many different other things attached to it. It just makes him so much more interesting than you know.
I could just notice the same guy he's talking to about the Slayer candidate thing. He has like the weird helmet on, and then when he's like returned to your original form or whatever, it's actually not on anymore. So maybe it's some type of I don't know. You amplify it with. I don't know if the helmet is the actual power, but like
yeah,
it's part of the form or whatever the case may be. But you got a lot of Karaka this chapter, which I thought was interesting. Evan is listening. He's behind the door.
The ops.
Nosy ass.
Yeah.
Standing on his tippy toe to look through that glass.
And he still don't know nothing, man.
But
agenda really spread.
Yeah.
Joey
Yo.
was bracking.
Joey.
Oh, he reads Ross.
Not anymore.
You got no more Ross for now, or does he? What do you think of the chapter in general?
SIU Masterclass.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, honestly though, like it was a good chapter. Set a lot of shit up, put a lot of things in motion, confirmed some things as my boy Vince said. And yeah, man, Karaka and Rack, stars of the chapter.
Wrong.
They stole Rex. Oh my god, I can't even. I'm gonna wait.
He's just ready. He's ready to go. Okay, so what do you think? So we just talked about the Karaka thing a little bit. Were you there? We talked about the form thing or no?
Nah, no cat. I know. I just dead ass like hopped in this.
No, you know how you said you was telling his minions to return to their regular form.
Oh yeah.
What do you think that meant?
Honestly, like I'm not too sure. Weren't they like flying before? No, that was Death. That's not Death Lady, is it in the beginning?
Yeah, I think it was Death Lady that he was talking to at the beginning.
Oh, you know what? I guess the other guy is just the other guy, not the one with the helmet on. I'm just tripping. There's two of them. I'm an ape. Never mind. I'll take back what I said earlier.
Yeah.
But
that wasn't Groot.
Nah,
Groot.
nah, my boy's back at
Wait,
home
his
base.
brother's a Pokemon trainer, so it makes sense for him to have, you know what I'm saying, something. So maybe, I'll call you when the time is right. He might just be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, Suda would have went back home, man.
give me Garnet strong.
Speaking of the minions, though, we didn't see shit about Deathbird or what he's doing with Drac or anything.
True.
Yo, no cat. Yo, man, I'll say that for later, actually. But yeah.
I mean, I figured they're selling the ship though, because that's the last time we saw him.
Man, Deathbird still.
We didn't see White
Deathbird
either.
with the Stingray.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever the Stingray's at, that's where he is.
Yeah, the white too. That was kind of weird as well, because you figure at least we get to see something with him. But I figure like they're kind of saving that like for something else probably.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird because like we had this whole chapter where it's kind of setting up where all the characters are going for the time skip. And I think one of the only negatives I would have had is I feel like Yuan Danwa should have come back pre-time skip because it's going to be weird waiting until post-time skip for them.
I have a theory on them though.
Yeah, but I mean at the same time when they said the whole thing about the training for a few years, if there is going to be some form of time skip, I figure that's going to be enough to like get her up to like the other floors because I don't know. It depends like for other people, probably takes longer because we had like months upon months then they get up. So I don't know.
What was your theory?
My theory, it's about Wagner. You know they're gonna go down to the 30th floor. And since Yuwa and them are on the 41st floor, I think they're gonna meet them on the way down. And then because that's probably the easiest way for them to meet each other.
But he's trash, and his season never came. So
Okay, where's that?
superior sibling.
Amen. Amen.
We'll get there. We'll go more in depth when we get there. But he said he's gonna find them no matter what and bring death to the bastards that did that to him, and I'll need help of the elders or other slayers to do that. And he said he's gonna make Jihad pay for this sin. What do you guys take from that? I thought I threw me off a little bit. But what did you guys think when he said that?
He gonna have to beat Machine to those connects.
I mean that, but he's targeting for sure Calvin and them as well. Kind of like how
but wasn't she going for like similar connects? Like wasn't she talking about like you had a lot? She told Jing Sung you got a lot more people connected to you than you realize, or some shit like that. So like I feel like they kind of aiming for the same people right now. So, but I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, like this hot family members, Fug and stuff. Like anyone that he possibly connected to that could be a threat to like her or Jihad. Like that's probably what's gonna be happening.
I mean, because he did say, she did say, trying to bring back the ancient slayers, like forgotten from time and from the rankings and stuff like that. And he did say, you don't know what you bringing back, and that, and then what Karaka's saying, who he bringing into the play too, because we gotta remember how old Jing Sung is, like at least over 5,000 years old, because Adora is 5,000 years old, and we know he's pretty much got to be older than her. That would make some logical sense since he's called the ancient beast.
Yeah,
and given how like he's real up there.
Yeah,
but I would say that they got some big players coming in, because he even has like even the elders don't really like want to try Jing Sung and stuff like that, so they respect his decision. So I'm pretty sure he has some big people coming to help him.
Yeah, especially the fact that like, he's such a new person. Like he's new among the Slayers too. So it's like for him to have like this confidence that like, oh, if I can get these other people around, like I mean the guys that we heard about like Amort and Beiro Yama and stuff. Like I'm hoping like those guys are the ones we're gonna end up seeing soon, man. The last Mad Dog, like
oof. Oh, that would be sick. That'd be so sick.
I also find the line about his master interesting because, again, I feel like SIU didn't really give me a reason to make me think that Karaka cared about Jin Sung to this degree.
Right, facts.
You have a little bit of him like be kind of like, okay, like is my master really dead earlier? But like based on the earlier portrayal when he's like, yo, I don't even show my face to people I don't trust. You know how it is. And then to kind of see this kind of turnaround, I thought it was interesting. What do you guys think about that?
It's the same thing how we've kind of talked about how Yu Ha Sung was one way, and then after the data floor, he was another way. It's kind of like that. Yeah. I feel like he didn't give us the full rundown at the time of how Karaka and Jing Sung's relationship really was, and he could have did more on that. That was an amateurish mistake, but whatever. We're gonna keep it going.
Hello.
Oh, hold on.
Hey, Sam.
Okay, well.
Okay.
They go into a bit more later, so we'll get into that. But let's hope he kills Jad. You got this. I believe. I believe. And then like we gotta get more of his more humorous moments with him. I like. You don't realize how funny he is, low key. But
he is honestly.
I've been hearing that a lot today.
He's been saying that we warped too close. Things said don't underestimate guides, which Huawei uses again later. And I just really like Evankel just flying through the air as just fucking fire.
Yeah, like not caring whatsoever. Yeah, like we gotta be quiet. We can't do this. And Evankel's like, nope. I'm just
nobody fading me.
Yeah,
she just flying there. And, so New Wave Chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh boy. So we get Jin Sung's ship, I guess, right? The big ass ship. Yuri says something doesn't feel right. Then we have, I believe it's by the earphones and the little green thing. I'm pretty sure it's Dorian, and they were talking in the last chapter.
Oh yeah,
it's Dorian.
Yeah, so those two are talking, trying to figure out who it is. And yo, look at this guy. Look how what do you think of his design? Think of his design.
His design fire, but why he wearing a wig?
Yo, okay, oh
my god, I thought this was the guy's hair at first.
I thought it was Silver Dwarf for a second, and then it went, oh, like your hair color. I'm like, what? And then
she was like,
oh,
she was like your hair color, and I was like, he has white hair. Wouldn't that mean like Arya or something?
Yeah. So it kind of threw me off for a sec. But
this guy's design though, I love it already because when Charlie first came in, I absolutely hated him. I was like, his design's everywhere. It's a joke. And yet this guy's design's everywhere and it's a joke. But at this point, I'm over it. So I love it.
Okay, so 2 things. One, he looked like a Jehovah Witness.
Yeah, I would love to say that.
Yeah, number 2, the reason I thought his color, he had that wig on, is because they put out the orders to kill his family, and Gustang picked him up along the way. He was like getting the ship. He was like, "Oh, I thought I have to go into hiding. We good."
You're like, yo, don't say my name, but put the shit on.
Yeah, right. Facts.
Yeah. Nah, he looked like one of the like mages you'll find like in like a random JRPG game at the end of the game. Honestly.
In the library or something.
Yeah, some shit, bro. Like
he looked like he gonna cast the most OP light spell you ever seen.
Yeah.
Hey, fact. I wouldn't be surprised if he was a light bearer. Now that you said that, if he was, I wouldn't be shocked. But he probably not gonna fight. We probably never gonna see him do nothing.
Well, he has like a weird like spear thing behind him too. I mean, spearsman maybe like, but it's kind of connected to that circle-ish thing behind them.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Bro,
Yeah.
they don't want to smoke with the Pope. They don't want it. This nigga literally came.
That thing behind him might be how he's flying, because you know they all sound like that.
Yeah, because he appeared. It had like that little flicker thing when he appeared.
Yeah.
All right, but first of all, Chianti has both her eyes open. I didn't notice that the first time I read it. Somebody in my comments pointed that out. Both her eyes are open.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not blind. And she's a cuter this way.
So she just closing one eye. Like, why are you doing that?
This is the best she looked.
I guess like when she opens her eyes, like she's serious.
I
don't know. Like what the hell? Like
Zoro gimmick.
Yeah, I assume. Like oh my god.
I'm like, why? I'm still about him. Like, why did you always have an eye closed now? Like,
battle injury.
I know it's not important, but
speaking of Chonhee, though, I noticed my second time reading through, she isn't wearing the goofy-ass blue armor anymore, and her character design looks so much better without the goofy-ass blue armor.
Yeah, she actually looks like one of them, like, you know, girls you find out at the crib, chilling in the living room and stuff. Like,
she look better natural.
I like the armor. I like the armor.
It's cool,
but then again, this is probably my favorite new character. Like from the last station, though, I like her.
Yeah,
I like her hair.
That.
I like that's just coming.
Yeah, she looks really clean right now. Yeah.
But so this part's wrong. So man said you're not even worthy of speaking his name. I'm like, yo, relax.
Yeah,
like,
not even him too. Like,
yeah, like he couldn't even say it. Like, I need you to chill. And this is I want the hostages. I'm taking them with. He's taking them with me. And then they kind of try to like say like, oh, like we are under the orders of the king. It doesn't matter how important that person, whoever you're working for, is. And he's like, yo, we're not asking. we just came here. We just came here to take what we want. We're leaving. Mm-hmm. Call the man omniscient, omnipotent. The intellect is on the highest level. Get what he wants. Boom. He takes the stingray. Stingray somewhere. We found it.
Yeah. Finally, he is no longer somewhere, and he is here on the screen. He's back home with his massa.
Yeah, it's inside Bam's belly.
Thank God.
I know.
But unfortunately with this, it kind of saves somebody we don't like. Although I don't like. So he has the Fitbit and he has one of the keys. He has Wagnan's ring, which is interesting because we didn't know beforehand that he cared about that, right? We just
I don't think so.
But he probably knows what it is though.
Well, isn't the ring part of the key though?
Yes.
It was. To him, it wasn't like the importance kind of came in like before Hidden Floor when he was talking with Karaka about like what exactly he is and stuff. Like that's like the last time we really saw him like talk about the importance, really of it.
Because we just know that he wanted the Fitbit from the Hidden Floor, and then but when he came here, he's like, oh. Bought me everything I wanted. Vermin. Do you think Vermin is the new Bug, or do you think Bug was just like an old translation they changed to Vermin because he's a clever bugs?
I think that's how he just calls anyone. Honestly, that's beneath him.
Everybody's an insect, yeah.
You know, because he doesn't remember he's an omnipotent whatever, right? Intellect. Yeah. So like, he just changed up the vocabulary to fit his style.
Vermin. He found a new favorite word.
Little bug.
A bug is a bug.
If it's demeaning, it works.
Yeah,
it's a bug.
KB said it could be the ankle bracelet from the floor. That's a record. What?
No, that's something else. That's something else.
Isn't that for like perverts and to suppress his power?
Yeah, but that shit broke though. Remember
No, it
before
didn't
that?
break.
It's a rib. It's a rib. Don't worry about
The
it.
Fitbit, though, he said it would give whoever had it the power to fight against the Hard. So, like, we still don't know what the hell it is or what power it would give him to fight Zahard.
Did it say to fight Zahard?
In the rings are part of the key, right? Like
Yeah.
the 13-month series are one half and the rings are the other half.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So that's because when he came, he ended up saying he got 3 things he wanted. We're not entirely sure what the third thing is, but we'll get there in a second. But he basically so remember Caliban was talking about that the point of this war was to prevent a greater rift.
Mhm.
Oh,
So this actually starts to come into play now. Respect Caliban here. He had a plan too. He's just following one. He's following one. Yeah, he failed. Essence of regret. Failure.
Yeah, Caliban, like when he was in that ship later on, I thought they were going to do something where we saw the ship going invisible or whatever, and then we see Caliban just drive past it like, where they at?
So I kind of like this because he's like, I feel like he's legitimately repeating what Gustang told him to say verbatim. Like he's not
word for word.
He practiced that in the bathroom. You had to stance it, everything. You had the script out.
Yeah,
Look it up.
They had a gun to his head and everything. Like, you better save this. Like,
So I'm talking about your seemingly internal kingdom built on adventure, greatness, lies, and truth, as well as what's to happen someday, and everyone ignored because they're concerned with happiness, wealth, and stability. King of the Tower, and my dear friends, a rift has begun to form. And then you get this panel.
yeah.
My family. Look
Yo.
at
The thing is, what was Gustang sticking that thing in, man? Nah, man, Gustang's sticking that thing somewhere, man. I don't know.
Nah. Family full of scholars. The
Mhm.
nigga with a book is stronger than a nigga with a gun.
In the
Look
whole
the bird.
demon,
Look this
in the
bird.
whole demon.
Look the bird sitting on the chair. The chair is as big as him. That's my nigga. This is my family.
Hey, you know what, man? Whatever Gustang does, he does, man.
We out here.
That
Now
shit.
look at this
so
shit.
raw.
Look at this.
These niggas so raw, bro.
Like, what am I looking at? Like,
Why are they all so humongous? And he's
Because
like
we
regular
out here.
height?
Because we out here.
first of all, these two ruined the panel, but we cut them off.
Oh, big
Now
facts.
it's gold. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That was a great panel.
We the research association, bro. We do what we gotta do.
Mhm.
Also, if you zoom into the Stingray, you can see the 3 items in there.
There's 3 items in there.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
zoom
you
in.
can actually see, yeah.
That's why I think the third one is the Eric bracelet.
Oh yeah, it is. Look, because you see like the Fitbit, the ring, and then it's right on the right side.
It's another Fitbit.
I mean, yeah, I can't actually tell what it is because
I
I get the quality dips. I don't think it's the bracelet though.
it
Why
might
would
be.
he need that?
No, but I'm pretty sure Yurik's thing didn't break off during the floor of death because he had
Yeah.
to.
He took it. I don't know if it broke.
Because remember, like I said, if you go over 5%, this thing's gonna snap.
Yeah, I think he broke it.
Yeah, that's all I remember. Because he snapped because he had to do it against Hojo.
Who in the kitchen or bathroom? What's going on?
I don't know, man.
Niggas is hungry. They forgot to eat.
But
Hey,
yeah, go ahead.
I like that one little. It's probably my favorite panel with the Gustang thing. But what I like is when he actually said like, "Hit my dear friends," because I always wonder how he viewed the other family heads because of how he spoke to everybody else.
Yeah, but I feel like because he has his own thing going on, like you know what I mean. It's just like it's kind of like when you declare like war against somebody and stuff. Like how you kind of like, I guess messing with the opposition in a way. Like like his personality. Like he doesn't seem like a guy who gives a shit really. So when he says something like that, you really think he really means the dear friends part.
Yeah, I don't think he means it like that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to hear
How he views him. Yeah.
The interaction between this nigga and like any other family head at all.
Yeah.
And, like truly, because I'm really curious about that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rec took it off. He didn't break it, but I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck would you need that for?
Doesn't it hide your presence? Like if they're trying to,
if you trying to hide, like
maybe if they're trying to, unseal N, they can use it to hide their presence.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, can you do it with Shinso too? Hide your presence, like kind of like that.
And
It's interesting. There's 9 other families in the same tier, and then the king. Who do y'all think is siding with Jinsung?
Ginseng, that's what he says.
No. I know who it is. Iryu.
You.
Uryu? Uryu?
I don't know actually, to be honest, because like honestly, if you go with with Hendo, right? Hendo's actually connected with like Han Sung and stuff, right? So it's like maybe there's something there, but like with Jin Sung, really, I have no clue like who else could be tied to. Like again, maybe he's cool with his family because we know that he's fine with the grandma and stuff with Urine.
Mhm.
So maybe there's something there that they can kind of exploit by using that relationship.
I don't know, but it's hard to say. We just don't. I don't think we know enough. But
Yeah,
The plan.
it seems like Gustang is preparing for war against the
yeah.
Jade Empire. So
Right.
He want all the smoke, bro. He been ready for this shit, bro. He been prepping since day one.
All right. Are y'all saying that until Dory walk in there and wax all his family members?
I also noticed that there's one person in the back that's shaded besides Gustang.
Yeah, I saw that in the black, right?
Yeah, you can't really see them.
Yeah.
What do you guys think these two monstrous identities are? Like, you think they're like ancient beasts or something? Like, what the fuck are these things? They're so
Smart
cool.
bird and
Well,
spear bird.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the man. Where did Gustang go with that product? Like, who do you stick it in, man?
Don't worry about that. Chase it back.
I mean, we
Don't worry about what
we gotta worry about it, man.
Nah. Don't worry about what we
I call them
doing.
my goats. Yeah.
Nah. Don't worry about what we doing.
Those are GMOs, bro.
Bro, he got a flower shrimp in his belly.
Son, when your family head was freaking messing with fucking lizards and whatnot, you got this man with 2 dicks spouting out his head. Freaking Elliot. You know who I'm talking about. Elliot, yeah, him in his freaking FUBU sweatshirt.
Hey, Elliot,
right? So I don't want to hear it. I don't.
Nah,
I don't want to hear it. Nah. So we out here.
18
Hey, last, bro. Last, take the. We gonna get the you gonna get the long-term W, bro. Because the Dory gonna walk in there and destroy that whole family, and it'll be fine. It'll be good. It'll be good, bro.
I don't know, man.
Good, bro. Prepare for that too.
No, he not. That's what you think. Oh yeah, you're right. They better be hiding.
Yeah, but
Gustang gonna have somebody right there on her.
But you know what the thing is that Vince is kind of forgetting though, man. Honestly, is that Bam gonna wash her too?
They gonna have golden hair.
All right. When she put the book down and wax that nigga too. Shh.
I don't know, man.
So Bam is pouting.
Power up.
He's sad. He's thinking about he flashed back to when Kaiser came to help. You know what's really funny about this situation? Like I feel really dumb about it. It's like I'm wondering like what is she doing? Where did she go? Was she with Jinsung and she with Fug? And I'm like, oh, she just climbing the tower. I'm like, duh, like she's a regular. I was like, why was that the one possibility that didn't come to my mind when I was thinking about where she was at? But Elaine, go ahead.
Do you think for the time skip, is Elaine going to keep climbing, or because Jinsung told her to protect Bomb, is she going to stick around with him while he trains?
I think she's gonna stick around. She's definitely gonna stick around at some point. Because if you think, remember what Bam did for her and stuff, right? Like during their fight at the Nameland Station, like I think in some ways she's gonna want to stick with them beyond like the fact that Jinsung.
They're still gonna climb after.
Because I feel like a lot of Bomb's allies seem like they're going to go try to find Woon Yan and try to get Kun thought out or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like a couple people, like maybe Rack, Kaiser, maybe like Sachi Boro, could stay behind with Bomb.
Okay.
See that?
Okay,
is Evakin Hell gonna train them too? Because if not, they kind of fuck.
I don't even. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna wait.
Better train Rack.
Yeah, I mean, how do you see a native one right there, man? Be not trained. I don't know.
No, look, we can't talk about it because I don't even want to. I ain't want to say nothing right now. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna fucking wait because he had one job.
I think she's staying.
I told y'all last week this nigga had one job. He had to do one fucking thing. All they had to do was glimpse at each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Elaine, it's like, you know what? Where else would she have to go after this? Like, I feel like because of everything that's there, she's probably gonna end up sticking with the group, you know, going forward.
I mean, the good first sign that I've seen is I don't have any indication that she likes him because I did not want her added to the fucking harem. So,
oh no,
this is a great first sign. She's just like, yo, I'm basically here out of duty kind of thing.
Yeah,
you help me, and Jinsung told me look after you in case something happens to him, and he's not here. So, with the flashback again with him saying being happy and fixing his collar. and then he's still pouting. I actually thought at first when someone was still you look like a jellyfish, I thought it was white for a second. But,
I did. Yeah, I thought about that as well.
Rebecca Hale came with these country ass sayings, and then, but hey, I'm not gonna lie. She looked sexy in this one panel.
Yeah,
She was
yeah.
like, "You want to get revenge on Caliban?" I was like, "Wait a minute, hold up."
So she said
Tell
she
her.
hadn't seen Erect herself, and she'd never seen any irregular, I guess, all like monsters, but you look different from them. Introduces herself. It looks like Han Sung-yu is sweating in the back.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah, because he knows she gonna start wilding.
Yeah.
It's like I can control it.
Yeah. And she basically like, well, I got fired, so I'm bumming around. I got time.
That's my
She really did
queen.
say that. That was
Everybody
really
from the
wild.
floor of
Queen
death got
K.
fired. First we had Quantum Lee Roro. Now we have Yuan Sung and Evan Cal.
I'm trying to see Leroy
Damn.
Evanka Hell again because they were like they said they were real close. Like he was always following her around. I'm trying to see their relationship and what he
Yeah.
had to say, etc.
Yeah, because that would be nice because we did get to see a little bit of how Han Sung-yu and her interact, and getting that little flashback with like what you care about, like what do you fear more than death, kind of thing, and basically losing your motivation for your goals and whatnot. Basically, I think he was quoting Jin Sung about his rage, and then he's basically talked about his own desires. Getting to see that interaction was cool, so maybe we'll see more of Aurora, but it's the BAM show, so I wouldn't count on it. But okay, so she's like, anyways, I saw I can use orbs, and she said I can train you.
Oh
And
my!
she starts talking about the revenge to get stronger kind of thing.
Mhm.
And she's like, in exchange, you have to go through hell for a few years. So, what do y'all think about this?
I
About
mean,
to
he
hit a
going,
time skip.
yeah, time skip, and he's gonna be a lot more creative, I think, with the orb.
Oh wait, I have a question.
I think there's a chance. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, just a quick one. Do you think by few years does she literally mean 2 years, or like it's gonna be more than a few years, like 10 or 20 years?
Oh, exactly what I was about to say. I was like, she says a few years, but I think it might like be cut kind of short because Bomb's a prodigy, irregular, or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta remember. We gotta remember their sense of time is also warped in the tower too.
Yeah,
It's
you-
shorter.
It's been
A
there
year
for 1,000
shorter.
years,
Yeah.
so like
Yeah,
and that trash ass excuse CU gave, like about people and families seeing each other like a long time and their impressions, like it's kind of the same as when they first met. Although it's been hundreds of years, it don't seem like it's that long to them. So I guess you living for 1,000 years. I guess if like 10, 20 years don't seem like a long time to you when you already big and bad.
Oh wait, real quick, what's good, man?
Oh, what's up?
I don't know if he's still sending his mic up, but we'll give him a minute.
so yeah.
Get his opinions on stuff. So I think it was you, East. This is something pretty interesting to me that I agree with. I agree with. And I don't agree with.
What's up?
You're talking about the orb thing. How like you don't specifically need a Van Kel to teach him how to use the orb, even though she knows how to use it, because technically, Adwan's dada is the one that taught him how to use it, and he doesn't use an orb. So I thought that was interesting. Well, I just needed to train Iraq too. That's really all of my issues goes away if I get trained.
So I can rant right now, or is it should I still wait?
You could go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. 1 second.
This nigga said he gonna
Why?
rant, but he
God damn, bro. Oh my God, nigga, you had one fucking job, bro. See, look, this is why I don't put faith in niggas that fail me multiple times a whole fucking arc. Is
Wow.
you stupid? Nigga, you had one job. One job. You couldn't get Rock and Evanka a panel. You literally put Bam to take look. It was one thing when he was taking like powers and shit, but now he taking spotlights and storylines. We literally just learned something interesting about Rock for him to go forward and native. Please tell me, do y'all see any other natives, any known natives? Because we didn't know these niggas existed and Rock's species was extinct until
SIU loves your tears. He said cry for him more.
Exactly. And this motherfucker, and then he gonna bring this shit up, and then it's gonna be like nobody else can teach Rock about his powers, and Van Cal just using her flames helped him awaken his powers again. But now you mean to tell me this nigga couldn't get one panel because she's the only nigga that can literally teach this nigga anything about his real essential, like an ancient, like native, whatever bullshit. But you can get Bam from some fucking screen time. You can get Rock the greatest speech 2019, but you can't give him a panel event care. They even had to have a whole conversation. Nigga. They could have looked at each other, but he had this fucking bullshit going on. Like, nigga, like, I understand. Like, if she trained them both, I could have took it with a grain of salt. Like, oh my God, Bam show, he gonna take over, but I'll just let it slide. But this nigga to have one fucking panel of rock. I gave you time, I gave you time, nigga. I was like, hey, bro, look, I ain't gonna slander this nigga no more if you do one fucking thing. You have one job, nigga. One job. Give them one panel together. Glimpse, nigga, a fucking glimpse.
I'm
And now you
hoping
got
there's
Bam
still a,
taking
Yeah.
there's still a chance that
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
I
like
still think she's gonna train both.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
like in the defense to see you in a way was like like if let's say because we saw obviously like she saw what happened with Bam like with the stuff that he was doing, so obviously there was an interest there. But I think let's say if something with Rack like the rock throw fucking shit happens, she sees a fucking rock being thrown, she probably would have turned and be like, oh shit, like what the hell is this thing doing here? Like
Yeah.
at least I kind of set up something, right?
I'm also hoping that Bam's not going to be a jerk because even when he only needed to get trained on Sword Art arc, he actually
Yeah.
said, "Yo, let me call Kun and let me call Rack so they can learn this too." And
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping maybe when he's learning it, he's like, you know what? Let me get Rack too.
I don't see why he wouldn't.
I feel like he has to at the same time because it's like why I mean yeah you're trying to get stronger himself but like I think for his character he just has to stop thinking for himself and also think about the people around him. Like you're going up the tower is one thing but everyone else has to get stronger too to survive the journey, otherwise like you're just gonna keep putting the burden on you. Like I think it's just that he needs that one person to tell him like fuck off with the burdens and like just worry about the clique, not just you.
That's my thing too, because it's like okay, like with like they were training together, right? And then of course Bam had to go solo dolo and have his revolution and do that. And that's my fear again. Like Rock gonna get shifted to the side. Like, look, if they have something after this, okay then. But for right now, they don't have nothing. Why don't they have? Can somebody give me a real good explanation? No, don't bring on next season because it didn't happen this season. So like, or right now, it didn't happen right now as of right now. When they're supposed, they could have had perfect time to meet each other. He could have went with it. Rock could have went with Van Kel, and they could have had like something different about, or something like a fucking glimpse or something, bro. So somebody give me an explanation like how I was like okay that Rock didn't get a single panel with her. Like don't exclude like next or whatever.
That's how you love your tears.
Oh my God,
There's something I brought up like weeks ago that might be a problem with Evan Kel training Rack, and that's that CU has always made this kind of distinction in the language that Rack is an ancient one, but every time they mention Evan Kel, they say she uses the power of an ancient one. And we see that she has like this dark skin like grafted on, or either the light skin is grafted on, either way. But maybe she somehow took the power of an ancient by fusing them into her or something, because she uses the power of an ancient.
Yeah, within the orb and
So
stuff.
if she
also.
sees Rack and she sees that he is an ancient, there's always the chance that she would try to take his power too.
I mean, yeah, true, but then there's also like we don't know how like.
Wait. You think she would do that though? I don't. She's gonna strike me as that kind of character.
Yeah,
she doesn't seem like the type, but I mean, it's possible because Ryun did tell Rack way back when she was going off with the flames that he needed to stop using his powers against Levi, because if they noticed what kind of powers he had, that it could be a problem.
Interesting. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean that would fall like, but I like that theory, but it's also at the same time like it could have been like for different reasons that like she fused with the other one, but that's at the same time it's like she's the only person like that even knows about the ancients, because Yu Hang Sun, who has D connections with Flug and all that other stuff, he didn't like make a mention of Rock being an ancient, anything like that, or nobody else did. Jing Sun didn't make any mentions of Rock being an ancient one, like none of that. I didn't see it. I mean, if somebody recall it, you can show me, and I'll take that. But,
No, I totally get you. I was just saying, like, if there's any kind of reason they can come up with for her to not train him, that might be it.
Yeah, I mean, I could look if they can come up with something, that's okay. But like they had nothing, because like if you gave me something like anything at all, like a logical reason, I can understand. I could take that before we left. But like he literally had a perfect chance to set up. Like he literally could have just been like, when Bam went to go meet her and said, "All right, you could train me." Rock could have been like right there, and they could have had a panel. Beckham could have made a notice or something about it. But no, just because Bam has an orb, that takes precedent over Rock's native thing. Like you didn't have to flesh it out, but you could have gave a glimpse and like, okay, show shit. Rock getting training too. It's not just the Bam show all over again. Because I'm tired of Bam, and now it's the Bam. Now the power line's fucked up. Nobody else is getting. We don't know if anybody else is really getting trained. They might, but we don't know. They probably will, but shit. At the same time, like you couldn't put anything with Rock in there and the Hell.
My thing is with the Rock is if he actually doesn't get any training, what was the point of him like? Because there was a scene in the last season where he was looking outside to event
The
kill.
flames.
Yeah, there was no point in that scene then.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. Can anybody hear me? Or am I
Yeah.
still
It's so
speaking
loud.
in
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
one?
we can hear you.
There you go.
man.
Oh, God.
The
I'm trying to do
market.
it for like the last 10 minutes.
What's up?
Uh,
How
yeah,
you doing?
yeah, I'm good. It was a pretty good chapter. You know, got like Karaka and stuff coming in, which was great. You know, the rat conversation was good, even though I don't think it's really going to affect much, considering we had like in like the name hunt station, like Bam had like the exact same sort of little inner monologue about getting stronger, and then he just didn't get stronger. So it's like I don't know if that's going to actually play out or anything, but I guess we'll see. The Gustang stuff was pretty cool, I thought. Not sure what's going on with like his children, if those are his children, because like me and Laz were like talking, and it's like they can't be his children, obviously.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he'd be getting around if he was.
Yeah.
I
'Cause,
mean, there are a lot of
it's-
species in the tower. The mans could get around.
Yeah, because the only way I can kind of look at it is like if you go back to like with Arihan, you remember how we saw like in Hokun's flashback where we saw there's like two guys with him and stuff, and they could always be like I guess like his top servants and stuff that he has alongside with them. Because I mean, it'd be kind of wild. So he's like, yeah, that's his oldest son and that's his second son, but like how? Like I don't think Steve wants to be answering that, so I'm just gonna go with servants probably for those guys, but definitely the ones you see with the hair color, especially the girls like in the very like front. I would definitely say those kids, but
I think he created those two big things.
with experiment, maybe with the
Yeah.
research association, yeah, that's possible.
Because yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess that could be possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, Safe Face too, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you about the Karaka thing real quick. To go back real quick. Earlier in the chapter, when he was telling his servants about their to go back into like their regular form, what do you think that meant?
Doesn't that just mean well, what did they do? They came out of the ground, right, or something?
They kind of came like kind of out of nowhere. Except I think Deathbird. I think Deathbird is already kind of flying around. The goat, by the way. We don't know where Drac is, but Deathbird showed out. But
Like,
I don't know. His power set's really interesting, so I'm just wondering like what it could mean.
Maybe are they made out of like Shinsu or something like that? Like, honestly, I have no clue.
I don't think that's impossible. To be honest.
Well, because we didn't really see their original form, so it's like we can't really say anything yet. Unless
true.
SAU means that their original form was just like nothing. Like,
I don't know, man. I hope they dive into it because like he's kind of making it seem like Karaka is going to be a lot more important. He did say in the blog post that he does have big plans for him, but what's your thoughts on the Evankel training BAM stuff?
I mean, it's alright. I kind of thought it was going to happen a while back, but like it's alright, I guess. Like it was kind of obvious because you know she had an orb, he has an orb, but I don't know. I guess it'll probably like I don't think there's going to be like a huge time skip or anything. At least like she says like a couple of years, but I think it's going to be like we just jump right into that whatever third or fourth year. And I think I don't know. I don't think we're going to get like a training montage or anything like that.
I doubt it.
I think
I mean, I don't know about all that, man.
Hey yo,
Hey, Alan, Wagwan.
Yo, Wagwan. What are you guys saying? Yo, but when it comes to like Evankel training BAM in this whole orb business stuff, like I feel like the stars just align a little bit too perfectly here. Like, because supposedly having an orb in the first place is rare, and now at the perfect moment,
and he's
it's
gone.
clear that like he needs more training. Also, he's there, so
yeah.
I don't know. I don't have an issue with the training. I just want Rack to get trained too. But
yeah,
Evan is
that's
there.
the whole thing.
So maybe Evan is gonna help out with something because he did help cut out a little bit with the Enocor stuff. But so maybe he's gonna help out But we'll see, because I want really, the reason why I'm sticking so long on this is because I really don't want to talk about the next portion. But let's just get it over with.
Yeah, best part of the chapter.
Skip
No, it's
over it.
not. No, it's not.
Oh, the wheelchair shit.
Yes!
We can skip that? Yeah, we
We
can
can
skip
skip
that. That's no
it.
importance. What do you mean?
Yeah, that shit was trash.
We all
That
good?
shit was
The
trash.
only importance
I-
is I
I-
think that the girl might continue climbing with Bomb.
I hope she gets murked.
That's a possibility.
But who cares?
I don't care. All in
I hope
favor
she
of
gets
skipping it,
murked.
say
I hope
aye.
she gets murked.
Now, if she takes the wheelchair, then yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I hope you get a chapter of Caliban coming back there and just murking them all three just for no reason.
They've still never explained why he went from let's protect all the regulars to let's blow up all the regulars.
There's no need to think with these ones.
I mean, because he was a pussy. That's why he was scared. He was like, "Damn, they really gonna destroy my utopia." 'cause they
Protect
here,
all
so
the
they
regulars till
gotta go.
Calavan rolls up.
I honestly
Yeah.
appreciate him kind of trying to make these kind of characters arc by arc that that might be self-contained to their specific arc more important in a sense.
Yeah.
But I really don't give a fuck about this guy.
Yeah,
in
I
the
like
wheelchair.
that. I just don't think it was done very well this arc.
Only So Young. So Young's the only one I have any interest in, and even that's really low.
Like, I know some people disagree, but I loved the Batis and Medley stuff.
I
last
like it
arc.
too. That wasn't
shows
crazy at the
left
start, but I liked it.
Don't listen to Hemman's freaking coldless, heartless head ass. No, that shit was heat.
That wasn't bad, but
Tell
why
him.
did we get a
Was
year?
it though?
That shit was garbage.
No, hell
boring.
The
not.
no, that was nice though. The Batis
Don't
stuff
fight
with
your
him,
heart. You left it outside.
with him and Rose, bro. Like, oh man.
No,
come
it
on.
adds a level of like emotional quality that you don't get otherwise, right? Because
Yeah.
they're living their lives, they're living through the situation,
Hey,
and Art
hey,
has to
him,
and,
I'm
and they're
with you,
data
bro.
people at the end of the day.
Only
I
thing I
think we
didn't like
needed
about
that.
it was how it ended.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm with you now. I'm with you now. I don't give a fuck about none of these Weenie Hut Junior niggas.
No,
that
but-
pop up. They
Yeah.
all garbage.
They all-
But,
they all-
yeah,
they
in
all
this,
data.
in
I
this
don't care.
particular situation, like it's not hitting as hard as what we saw before. Like the Batches thing was a little bit more serious, right? Because especially at the beginning
Nah.
when we didn't know he was fake,
Yeah.
like this man can barely talk. Like every time he talked, he's stuttering.
Yeah.
Like,
because
yo,
man,
I
had-
would've-
man had his whole jaw wired,
I
bro,
would have
like-
told all these people cry more tears for me. I don't care about any of them. They can all cry.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I mean, why did we need
That
that
whole
anyway?
relationship was really strong. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's
In
definitely
this
he's definitely
is not
trying though.
this is
Nah.
not that. Like this is not the same level. Like we're not as invested in these people as we were in those people.
Yeah,
Yeah, this was like
I
an
mean-
attempt at the same thing, but it didn't really
Yeah,
pan
it
out
stick the
the
same
same.
way.
All they had to do was open a door. Why are they talking so much? just open the door. They're really dumb.
Honestly, it's just one of those things where it just feels like he just tried to shoehorn this in at the very last second. I'm like, first of all, I didn't care earlier, and I definitely don't care now. It's just like, just. But they took up a
You're saying
good
it's-
portion. They're talking about
Right, exactly.
you feel like
He could have
it's
put
plots
5
for
panels of
plot's sake?
white.
Well, I think like legit word for word, one of the things I said in my reaction was like, so if we would have spent the time at the beginning of this arc with the regulars before we got into the ranker stuff, then this would have meant something. But we didn't spend enough time seeing everything going well before it went to shit.
Yeah. But so you're saying that this is
Low
like
key,
plot
I
for
did the same
plot's sake,
thing.
though,
Like I
right?
sped right through that shit. I'm like, I don't care about this scene.
with
I
what?
don't know, man.
That speed read, that scan.
Oh yeah,
we skimming. I mean, she got hurt, ankle twisted, and they came to the station, and I don't know, bro. I don't care.
No, we don't care.
We really didn't see 5 panels of white for this.
Mhm.
Like,
I don't want to
could've
live in a
saw
fake
white.
world anymore. Ah!
yeah. Let's move on to the better portion. Yeah.
All right, so is this Wagman season? Is it what we're ready
Uh-oh.
for?
Wagman
mean,
needs
it's
me
not
saying
coming up, man.
to
Look, my boy got the
chaperone.
look. Hold on, man. Look, my boy got the Joey badass bucket hat on and stuff, man. You know something coming soon.
That shit dented. That shit beat up.
Nah, he coming in, bro. He about to drop the album, bro. Shut up.
Yeah.
We got two mids running towards
Huh?
something.
All right,
no,
bro.
no.
Just like this, like the
Misang
stream.
is high tier.
Just like the stream,
Misang's
man.
got reflection
Shit,
and
she's not
berserk
high
mode.
tier.
Both of them are right here.
Misang's
She's
one
light.
of
That
the
punch?
tier allies.
Hey, y'all let me know when
Misang's
the
one of the
discussion's
only-
over. I'm going to sleep.
Dude, but
Misang is
so
one of the
long.
only people we've seen actually do shit in the past few arcs for Bomb's allies.
Oh my god, she
for
beat the
Team Speed and
Ticketers,
Power?
the Purple Eye Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Powers is the
Beat
first
some random
time in a
offspring
while.
people.
Gold moment.
Okay. Anyways.
Yo, but for real, goddamn. See you disrespectful because he had snot coming out, wagging his nose and shit. You fucking disrespectful at best. I can't stand that nigga, man.
Oh yeah, even Bam didn't do that. Still.
Yeah.
Nose dripping, eyes wet,
I mean,
teeth clenched.
Yo, it's
Bam
actually
was
like
Tinkerbell.
it's actually
It's
glowing.
I mean, if
it.
you're-
bro. Like, it's
I mean, the thing is-
shining on his face.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you're weak as shit, like obviously you would feel the same way too. Yes, you would.
I mean, Bam also felt like that, but he didn't cry no tears, right? So
Oh,
I mean,
God.
he's cried a
Bam
lot.
different. I mean,
Um,
he did a
Bam
lot of
cry-
screaming. There
Yeah,
was a lot
but
of
Bam.
shouting.
Yeah, but the thing is, Bam cried for a guest that he doesn't even know his master's dead. He just like was told all his possibility. I can tell you, I possibly killed your friend. You don't know that.
I mean,
Nah, don't worry. I got some words for Bam, all right. So both of them catching it. It's just how Wagner ended the season with freaking snot coming out his nose and that
Season
ugly
not
ass
over,
green
pretend-
suit
Yeah.
on.
Okay. So aside
I'm-
from that, though, in terms of the actual thing itself of him, why like not telling like Bam what happened with Arcraptor and Prince, it makes sense why he's not going to say it. Because think about it, like
but that's
going on with
now.
Bruno?
He had
Yeah.
like
I mean,
beforehand.
How has Bomb not noticed yet, though? I feel like Bomb has noticed. He's not.
'Cause he
an idiot.
tried.
I don't think
He
he,
don't
I don't think he
care.
has. No,
I don't think he
He was
has at
hard as
all.
fuck.
I think he is an idiot. I don't think he noticed.
No, I don't think.
he's too focused on one thing.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't remember what Haryang looks like.
But at least they confirmed that he doesn't know though, because some people were thinking that they told him off screen, which would be extra garbage.
Yeah,
so
it's
now we know for
wild.
sure.
I
that-
just assumed they told him off screen.
Yeah, a lot
Nah,
of
that's
people.
kinda
A lot of people had
dumb,
said that. Like they thought that too. But I'm like, I felt like you
That's
you
way
would
too
you would
important.
you would completely
No, I think it would be really bad for them to do that, but that's what I thought they did.
okay.
I don't know if Sue would do that because they put so much emphasis on that whole like Arcraptor and Prince's death and stuff on screen. Like, there's no way you just off screen that after like.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
for
so
me-
they're leaving, right? And they're gonna go check to see if Horyang is awake. Let me tell you something about this storyline, okay?
Mm.
I don't care anymore.
Wow.
I
Really?
don't care anymore. When's the last time this was mentioned, really?
A long time ago, but that's why
Yeah,
I'm
a long
happy that
time
they're
ago.
like moving that
Florida.
direction, right? Like
Yeah,
I've been
well,
waiting for
Florida,
this to
too.
come to an end already.
Yeah, hopefully they can end it soon.
Yeah, this is finally that opportunity.
Maybe.
But it just feels weird because he's gonna go through the middle area to go quicker and stuff. Because it's like you're gonna go all the way down and go back all the way up. Like, what happens after? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like either he's gonna have to meet at a halfway point or
Yeah.
something. Like,
See, this was one of my favorite stories in like the early portions of season 2. So I don't know. I'm kind of like just waiting. I don't really care how long it takes.
yeah,
I don't know, maybe it's just me though.
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
Horyang
They
was a really
fire.
good character.
yeah. I liked
Thank
Horyang
you.
a lot, man. Like,
Jeez.
Hand of Arlene arc, bro. That was
I
hidden.
guess I'll
Yeah.
down this. I'll
My
down
favorite
this.
arc.
So
Yeah.
good.
All right, you got it.
Yeah, you're the minority. Shut up.
I definitely. You know what? We'll see what happens. But I do kind of like that he cared enough to, I guess I sense, cry about Jin Sung, just because I do know they had that little talk and the lollipop shit. So like it was a cool little callback or nod to it. I guess they have some type of relationship. So that was cool.
Nah, I'm not going for it because you know what? That flashback when that nigga was crying about, I'd rather die than not seen Coon and Rock again. And then you couldn't avenge Coon the slightest bit. I'm not going for it. And
Listen,
Wait, what?
listen.
Yeah,
I
that's
told you,
your
I got
revenge.
words for Bam, but later.
He been spitting on. He spit on everybody's face and saved his ass in his art. Literally, these niggas out here sacrificing their lives. This nigga over here. Either I'm not going to accept your help, then you know what? We'll fight together. Nigga, get out my face, bro. I'm trying to help you save your friends. Why are you there? I just taking a bullet for you, and you gonna stand right there. Is you stupid? God damn. People trying to sacrifice their lives. You're just putting her title on the
Nazo was
line.
telling me in my
I mean, we
monitor
know
and I
they
have no
did, though.
feelings.
Because you don't. I'm always telling it to you too. You just don't listen.
Nah, he was tearing
It's
up
all.
in
It's
that
fine,
word
yo.
part.
Feelings overrated. It's all good. We don't need those.
Nah, he was tearing
Niggas
up.
niggas not nobodies. We not nobodies out here. Yikes. We heartless. Okay, so he says he wants to get stronger. I feel like they kind of, in a sense, is paralleling to Bam a little bit here. But we'll get into that a little bit later with his
Also-
thought process. But I like that when he says it, it kind of focuses the panel on his what do you call it? The soul edge.
Yes. Damn,
yeah.
play Soul Calibur. What do you mean? What do I call it? The
Listen,
Soul Edge.
I
Yeah.
played 2 with Link. You know, we out here.
But I do like.
I'm
Wow.
that guy. I played 2.
That's-
That's it. I'm that
that's
guy.
nice.
I've only played Soul Calibur 2. Really? No.
Second
Which one is
second
which one is Yoda in?
4.
That's 4.
I played that one too.
Yeah, I played
but I
4.
always picked Talum. I like her. Anyways, we're off topic. But Karaka, the goat, gets more panels. I like it. I really do. And he's like, he's running away again. This is great. Wagner season is looking kind of fire right now.
Listen, okay, epilogue coming.
I bet it
I'm
is.
just telling y'all, when your favorite character's all dead and Maya's still around, and we won't see.
All right.
Long-term strategies.
Yes, exactly.
He says, I'll tell you where to go. Where do you tell him to go?
Well,
He went to his heart. Calling it now. He sent him to his heart.
yeah, but it's like, does he trust them now though? That's the thing, because it's like remember they needed the ring and stuff for him to be able to trust them. Like now he just trusts them like all like this. Like
I mean,
You seen the weapon?
Wait, with the whole like he says like there you go running off again. Does that is that like referring to like the past, or is that referring to just like the previous arcs?
Probably previous arcs.
I mean,
It sounds like
we had a
How would he know
Pokeball.
that? But how would Crocker know that?
Brothers,
I
you're
mean, maybe they're brothers or something.
No, but I
Or
mean,
maybe they.
if he's just specifically
They are
talking about
brothers.
the previous arcs and not just the past that we haven't seen before.
Well, that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
true.
Like,
I didn't actually think about it like that, but I think that's right in a sense.
yeah, they
just
can
because of the
also-
way,
Clutch.
yeah, it just feels very familial. Like the conversation here feels like he knows this. Like it's not just
Well,
from
because
these like few offhand experiences with him.
yeah, because it. Well, actually, when they brought the ring up before, Karaka was hesitant to believe him until he showed him the ring. So it's not to say that he didn't know that. Like he could have had an experience before. Actually, you know what? I'll just wait on that.
There's no point.
Yeah, but I think Karaka wouldn't have divulged that much information to Wagner if he didn't believe him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, yeah.
I mean, unless Karaka's an idiot, he can probably tell, if I take my mask off, I look exactly like this guy, and we both look exactly like Zahar.
Well, that's the thing. It's like if they're fucking identical and you see someone who looks like you, chances are, okay, maybe it's safe to take the helmet off. Like, not
But
fucking like this guy.
Karaka's a woman.
Look,
Yo,
that,
facts.
that goes back with a theory that I think I got either I think somebody I had thought of it and somebody said it in an old stream. I don't know if it was Laz or Alan. They said that
Yo,
what if-
quietly, hop in. What are you
what-
doing? Sorry, go ahead.
whether there's clones and shit. Like what are those clones like? That's why he was like only the real ones have rings for whatever reason. So they
Yeah,
can
that was
tell.
definitely Alan.
Yeah.
Well, no, my theory, like the longest time ago, and for the longest time, my theory was that like the rings meant Zahard, when he went into hibernation, split his power into a bunch of different bodies to go climb up the tower again and return to him. So pretty much some Naruto shadow clone training stuff.
Wow.
Nigga, wasn't I the one who said the freaking Metal Gear Solid clone gimmick?
You did.
But he said Laz Allen said that. You know what?
You know what? If I got to take the credit, man, I'll take the credit, bro. Look, I play Metal Gear 2, man. I'll take the credit.
Karaka Lororo. That's funny. So yeah, I don't know. They're gonna go do something, I guess. I don't care.
He sent him. He sent him to his heart. I
So
put
you
money
think,
on that.
So you think that basically this can tie into like the servant thing, kind of like how you think he gave them power or something? So what does going to his heart do for him?
No, I mean for him to get to move faster. He sent him to that dimension.
Okay, I feel you.
Now, if the freaking Soul Edge will react to that and start happening, I don't know, but that's what because I cannot see right now going down through the freaking middle area and all that. Nah,
He
Croc
can
sent him
come
to his
back. He
heart.
can come back with Master Balls, 999 of them.
Yeah,
I'm
and I mean,
so
it kind
the-
of makes me wonder, like, what's gonna go on with like the sword too. Like, is the favor like if it's asking that we're gonna see that soon? Is that gonna be for later in the story? Like,
I still
the
think
second
that-
the second he does that, he gets power that he's gonna need to do what he needs to do. So I don't know how Steve's gonna like kind of factor that in. Like, does he backstab Karaka? Like, and that's just how we go into the evil Wagner thing, or like, I don't know, man.
Soul Edge out.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, so they're talking about now they're in the living quarters in the station. Kun is almost dead. Oh no! Like,
Yeah, see, that scared me as hell because I'm like, wait, what the fuck is going? Like, no one making no calls, no nothing, just let him go. But they're just pretty much reiterating to Shiv Luso. So I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
So I thought his life was even worse. I'm like, bro, what the fuck we doing here?
Nah, the freaking timer hasn't even started yet. And the timer's not even going to start until freaking Neon shows up. That's tragic. Yo, Sweet's on garbage, man. He said months ago that freaking Kun can't stay this way forever. Here we are, present time. He's still like this. No sense of urgency.
But you know,
Okay.
but I'll give credit though, because we talked about Jin Sung's vitality, and listen, man, that vitality right now my boy has is pretty crazy. He doesn't want to accept death.
Yeah, I mean, direct descendant thing coming true, you know.
Yo, wait, can I speak on this for a second?
Go ahead.
Yes, King, please.
What is this unbelievable amount of like hate toward Caliban? Like, did he not slap around Jinsung? Like, I get
No.
that he didn't accomplish what he set out to accomplish. Fair enough, but like, you're not gonna give this man the accolades. Like, what is this?
You just had the essence of mid, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He got a hole in his chest, but he still got the
I
job
know,
done.
I know, I know,
He's
I know.
slapping him around.
I know agenda. I know.
Yeah, like
Whatever.
I mean, I don't
That's
know.
all I want to say.
I don't know.
Wait,
Jinsung's
he
still
got a-
alive.
he
Jinsung
got a
just
hole in
woke up
his
in
No, he
that
living.
ship.
You're right. He living, but that's not Caliban's fault. He left to
That's,
smash Jenny.
that's also
No,
not
I
Jenny
love Caliban,
was
but
supposed
he
to be in
just fucked everything up.
I mean,
My problem with
Hmm.
Caliban is really see you because Caliban was no nonsense. How Hitler 9-9. He was on
Wait, what?
all of the, he was all on the ball.
You know what, bro? That's just his gimmick.
all,
Man. Come on.
all on the ball until this nigga stepped in the bam and he couldn't even touch this nigga. That
Caliban
shit-
called
no,
the
I'll give
human
it to you.
collector,
I'll
and
give
he
it
ain't
to you
collect
there.
no
On that
humans.
front, he definitely stupid, but
Hmm.
Like, bro, he could literally have just touched this nigga, and then Yuri came in and saved it. It was simple as that. This nigga didn't even touch this nigga.
Yeah, y'all ever see like that one panel someone edited where it has like Calvin pulling up on Bam, and it has that image of Yurik from like the floor of death right behind him, just like looking on from behind. Like, it's so wild. Like, about to do something to him. Like, yo,
Mr. Quietly.
Yo, Slayer fucking season, all 2019. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Fuck out here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
How you feel with the chapter, man?
The chapter was dope. I think this is a perfect way to leave off before a break, especially with the whole speech and like just the whole way the chapter kind of wrapped up, pointing to the next saga and the next era. I think it's dope. But I do hope, which I was talking about earlier, that Rock gets that training. I just feel like it actually needs to happen. I feel like she hasn't seen Rock really in action, so she doesn't know he's an ancient too. But once she sees it, I think that she'll want to train him also.
I like that. Maybe
Like when Bam had trained with Elder Kun, he also brought Rock and fucking Kun in too, because he wanted them to get the same training. So I think it's gonna be the same thing.
I kind of agree with that. Also, like, it seemed like even though he had like the Black March and he was doing the most, she didn't really take any interest in him until he did something she found interesting, which wound Caliban. So maybe she just needs Rack to do something cool. It's like, oh, okay, cool, not bad, come through. So it's possible. But so they can't tell him the specific details of what happened because of the hidden floor. So they can't really tell him too much. But so they're basically talking about the silver guy talking about how they can wake him up with Woon Yan and stuff.
Yeah.
It looks like possibly right now we can get these teams to merge back together and climb together, which I like this. Because like we may be climbing separately, but on the same team, and Bam's going through a lot, so we're gonna help wake Kun up too. So do you think the next major arc we're gonna get is to get him up, wake him up?
I feel like you have to end the season with him already like back up after. So whatever I hear, like to me, Wu Yan and stuff, like. But I did find it weird though what Rack was saying, like, because did it state that he was an old, like the old term for Wu Yan? Like, was that ever stated like when we first talked about him and stuff? Like,
yes, it was a well-known ranker. First of all, because someone told me old lady, I'm like, old lady, no, that Yuri referred to Yoon as a male.
Yeah,
and the reason why it stood out to us because the Yuan family is a matriarch and how they look at their males. So like to have one be a famous ranker. And Jordan Wall like song was kind of a big deal, so he stood out to me. But he could be like older in the sense that he's been around for a long time. So
yeah, that's what I was figuring too. But I'm thinking like, when the hell was like the word actually old being said? I'm like, okay, I'll run with it.
It's back, and I want to say when Yuri was telling them about it. The dude way before they got off to the last station, she was talking about it. But I like that. I wanted them to stay together, so I hope that happens.
Yeah, I don't see it like any more separations at this point because like they were already separating before because of the Rachel thing. But at this point now, it's like they have to kind of like stick together. It's just like kind of waiting for all the other people that are like left off in the other places to kind of like run back to them.
Honestly, I think there will be a bit of a separation because I feel like Bomb's gonna stay wherever Evan Kell is to train, and they'll probably have a few stay with him, like maybe Rack and Elaine. But I think that Ship and maybe Hockney and Ship's team are probably gonna take Kun AA and go look for Woon Yian over the time skip.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, because it's impossible for Kun to wake up after. I mean, it's not impossible, but if it does happen, then just Roblox is a fucking hack. But
Yeah.
lore-wise, from what we got, it's impossible for Kun to stay dead for literally years if he can't stay like that forever to begin with. So they kind of have to wake him up now, which would go into the thing of everybody can't stay behind while Evankel is training Bam, which means Evankel isn't training all of them either. So
Yeah.
there goes the other issue of the power scaling being completely off the walls, and Bam being in a different universe, and everybody else just.
Yeah, I mean, this makes sense with the air arc in Toriko.
Also, Team Zha Zha and Nox still MIA.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, does that mean that like we're not gonna have a focus on like the main character like anymore?
Please.
Yeah, I wouldn't
honestly,
mind.
like I would love that. Like,
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I could see it being like we follow like Wagner and we follow like Lasso and stuff. But we don't follow.
I would actually
we don't
like
follow
that.
Bam until like later. He maybe like comes back in at some point.
It's gonna be the start of season 2 all over again. It's gonna be like we're gonna get some
Yeah,
cool stuff.
yeah.
Wait, but are
And
we
then
already
Bam will
saying
be
that this is the end of the season?
No,
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Even if it's not the end of the season, I feel like last time we had a big hiatus, and it was between Workshop Battle and Hell Train. When we first came back, we didn't jump straight into Hell Train. We had a couple chapters of like prologue. I think we could have that again, but the prologue chapters maybe just focus on like one of the side groups.
It felt like the end of the
So
season.
anybody
though.
see? Oh, so what? Carl?
I was just saying it felt like the end of the season to me, and I hope that when we do rescue, like get Coon's heart unfrozen, I hope it's not a whole season, but like maybe like half a season. I don't want a whole season of like a revival arc, basically, not the whole thing.
I think it'll be way less than that, though, honestly. Because like for this will be like because by the end of the season he has to be good. Like there's no way like any more months or like years they can like wait on him. Like he's gonna be on like he'll be dead at this point.
We could have like
what he said about Bam eclipsing everybody is true. Like if he trains for like years, especially with a high ranker, like by the time like Coon wakes up, he'll be so weaker than Bam, it wouldn't even be funny unless like him having his heart frozen unlocks some kind of extra power that he has, because he has like a special kind of trait with his Shinsu to allow him to even do that, and him going through that kind of duress where his body was like suspended in a kind of death state, he might have some new abilities off of that alone. So I mean, it could work out.
But what about like just having like a flashback? Like you have like that. You have like that time skip where you see everybody like all 3 years later or whatever it is, and then you get like maybe someone talking about like what happened with Kun and stuff.
Crash. I don't want his revival to be a freaking flashback. It deserves a whole arc.
Yeah.
But maybe it might be like a proper like a flashback.
A flashback arc.
That's what I was saying with like the prologue thing, though. I think we could come back like during time skip for like 1 or 2 chapters to see like we jump to Ship's team or whatever carrying Kun to meet Woon Yian and him getting revived, and then we jump from there back to whatever Bomb's doing.
I mean, the way I would do it is just completely focus on other characters. Let them form their own team and go off to find Woon Yian while Bam is off screen training. And then once they're done, that's when we could have the full on time skip.
So you're not going. So you're not going to speak on when Kun come back. He going to instantly be ranker level.
Listen.
Speak on that.
Wow.
I mean, would I love that? Yes, but obviously I don't have.
No, that's what's good. That's what's going to happen, bro. He been doing image training in the ice, bro.
That's an image training. I'm gonna agree with Simi though. Like I think that would be the best way to go about it, but I doubt that that's what he's gonna do. So I would expect something more along the lines of what he did before, where like we have that reminiscent panels and stuff.
But I am gonna say
we
this.
talk about other people for a little bit and then move in.
Yeah, but I was gonna say this because you remember like back in like I guess it was the last blog post or the one before. Remember how like you said like because of what's going on with Yuri, there's a potential chance that we could get like her central arcs with her and stuff as like the protagonist. And I'm thinking like if we're gonna get it for her, do you think like that could be the same thing we could also be getting for guys like Rack and Kun and stuff? It doesn't have to be censored there because at least they're part of the group and stuff, but they don't have to always be with Bam all the time.
I think Yuri would work because Yuri's actually dope and fun to watch and get shit done, and she's like raw. where it's like we like Rack, we like this and that, but they fumbled the bag a lot. Like I feel like
I mean, Rack
following
can
year
be
would be
raw.
fun, but
Like,
I know, but Rack always ends up being the lovable idiot in a sense. You know, you know what I mean? Like I
yeah, but that's because of SIU's illustration skills. It's not because of, or at least I didn't think it is. Because,
No,
you know,
I-
oh, sorry, go.
No, I just mean in the sense that it's like I just want I want Rack to stay the same, but I want him to tee up and just be able to handle himself. And I'm not gonna I'm gonna give him props for the Levy thing because he's mastering his ability, but Levy's a bum. so I'm not kidding.
The thing is, like, I completely stopped predicting anything about Bam being off screen once that blog post came out. I keep repeating it, but I'll repeat every fucking episode. Once Roblox said he's gonna try and incorporate Bam in the story more because fans were complaining, I was like, that's it. He not going nowhere. He always gonna get screen time. If that's the case, and Bam was not even off screen for like 5 chapters. This may be like 2.5. And he came out with that blog post. So we're not gonna get another repeat of season 2 with Wagner being the focus or somebody else being the focus for how many arcs, and then Bam shows back up again. Bam is always gonna have that presence there.
Well, I mean, not obviously countless arcs, but even just giving like one, I don't see like as impossible whatsoever. Like,
but this is another thing too. He's been saying that, you know, Rack, Kun, both of them are supposed to be really integral to like the plot. They're supposed to be main character-esque type people. Where have we seen that?
Season 1.
That's it.
And that's it, right? Ever since we came to season
pretty
2,
much.
right? They fall into the wayside. Like I have never seen Rack win a fight since.
I mean, like
you.
obviously
Thank you.
from a fight standpoint, I can understand, but from a season 2, just from like being able to handle business and stuff,
But
even though
in
like
terms of growth, man, like you're not really seeing that. Like Rack, yeah, he has this like newfound ability, but like how is that any different from what Aguero did earlier with the ice? Like
And-
it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, and also I think the one thing that's also missing with like Rack and Kun is that they don't have really like a lot of character development to go along with those power-ups when they get them. It's just like they'll sort of just get a power-up now and again. And Bam will get this like huge character arc where he'll actually sort of realize himself a little bit more.
Like,
So
the
it's
thing
like-
is it's such a tragedy to watch and look back at retrospect because back in season 1, Rack was the only person to pass his position test. Hence him not having to take the tag test. That is a huge gas in my mind. Fast forward to now, he doesn't have a single W fight, one-on-one or group. He doesn't do nothing. Yeah, he's the voice of reason, but
He's only had his
fighting,
the
we
little
need to see
moment.
fights.
on the
I mean,
nail
he's the
plantation
voice
over
of
it.
reason. He keeps both Kun and Bam on the right path and whatnot. Whenever they're straying off, he's been doing that since season 1. But no physical W's. No.
He doesn't
feats.
win. He doesn't win fights because of that speech. Because of that speech that he gave, like he going to fight people, everybody that's stronger than him. That's why he don't win. That's why he got no W's. He just keep
Bam
fighting
do the
people he
same
But we
can't
can at
beat.
least see him fighting somebody.
No, but
He
why is he
even got
not
freaking
capable
off-screen
anymore?
against,
Like-
Iniesta. Like, that's not fair.
I mean, at the end of the day, I just blame CEO on that front. Like, you should like really be like growing your side
That's the
characters and
whole
stuff,
thing. Yeah.
and focusing on
And
them
so
because you
this-
know where your main characters are already at. Like, if you want these guys to actually be legitimate like contenders of like people willing to go up the tower and stuff and not look like chumps.
And remember the issue that I told you guys we could run into with Bam getting as powerful as he is, because like
Yeah.
he might just have to do the thing where he just gives everyone else a Toriyama hand jerk, and all of a sudden they're nonsensically up to Bam's level again. Where it's like, how did that happen? You know?
Honestly,
Yeah.
he do that. I don't really care because Bam already broke it, and I'm trying to see everybody else matter.
Yeah,
So,
'cause it's like
either Bam get a backlash for all the bullshit he just pulled, which he not gonna get, or everybody just get a magical hand job like he just said. I don't care as long as everybody matters.
Well, not magical. I said Toriyama.
Oh,
The Toriyama hand job. That
Yeah.
shit powerful.
It's
You get
like-
one of those, and you good.
Yeah, because when we saw with like the invasion and stuff, we were obviously like it was mainly D rankers. We have a few like C rankers, but obviously they're guards. But that's like the tier that we expect them to at least be at by the end of the invasion, at least for the majority of the other regulars. Bam is well included as well. Obviously, we know he has the regular tag on him, but it's like at least keep these guys going like in that line, C rank, the B ranks, and stuff like that. But I feel feeling now with the whole thing with Bam, it's like how we're gonna make it as realistic as possible for all these other guys to not be that like far behind, but you can't keep him that close because it's like, what the hell? You have all these monsters just come together.
Toriyama hand job incoming. Real quick though, because I just saw this real quick somewhere and I had to pick it up because so when it comes to Wu Neon, right, the famous ranker. So I found the chapter I'm looking for. Evan says the Yan family recorded in the ancient records of someone who refers to Wu Neon. So ancient records is probably where the old thing comes from.
Okay.
And basically it said that Ella is too weak and she is too low. She's climbing the tower, so she won't get here on time to save him, which means time is definitely of the essence. So then Yuri says, I want to introduce you to that ranker Wu Neon. He's actually a member of Wall Hike Sung at the moment, and he'll do any favor I ask for him. Yeah. And they made it seem like it was specifically because it's Yuri. So I don't know if Evan knows everything about this dude. It didn't seem like he did because he referred to him from a book. Do you think Evan would be able to get an audience with him? Like, what do you think? How do you think this is going to turn out?
I mean, unless Yuri got the phone call in already, and dialed with the podcast and said, "Yo, I need you here," then I don't know how that's going to work out, man.
Wait, didn't she say she knew him though?
Yeah, she said she can get him.
Yeah, but this Evan.
Yeah, but with they never said like his location where he's at. Like
I would imagine that given Evan's ranking as like a silver dwarf and like one of the topmost, if not the topmost in the family, I would assume that he can make it work.
What if he likes Yuri?
Then all this is down the drain and we're gonna struggle.
Yeah, I like. All right, anyways, so Karaka and how are you? And they're talking.
Yeah, I gotta watch the other.
Oh my goodness. So seeing you through the trouble to helping out like this, you must really care about him. So he told her to worry about your Slayer candidate, and then she asked him if he's starting to accept Viola. And he said something that I think is interesting about he's acting on his behalf of his master.
He's lying.
And then he was told to not underestimate the power of the guides. But I mean, how do we feel about this whole interaction right now?
I think he's lying. She's being a tsundere. I'm calling it now. Most definitely, it's not 100. Karaka most definitely does not 100% dislike Bam, or at least anymore. Anyways, I could guarantee it. I could almost put money on it. He's slowly, whatever, waifu is slowly but surely. His anger is going by the wayside. So I think he's lying here.
I agree. I think that he wants him because if you're a Slayer, the whole job is to bring down Jihad, and it looks like Bam is like the best person to be able to do that, using him as a weapon wise. So I don't think he hates him either.
You guys think that he's accepted him at this point?
Not fully accepted, but tsundere gimmick out.
Well, you got to act. You got to put the front up.
More or less is like. Yeah, he gotta do what he gotta do. Like,
I actually don't feel like that's the case though. Like, I feel that just because Yuri has said that do this, that's the only reason he's kind of like, okay, fine. Since he said to do all these things, I'm gonna handle this.
Yeah, I don't think he's accepting him. Like, not even that much at all.
So do you think the master part is bullshit? Because he did mention him twice, like earlier.
No, I think the master part is totally legit. It's just that I think he's doing it out of responsibility to his master and not because he has any sort of affection towards Bam. He's just seeing the greatness within Bam, essentially.
I mean, but if that was the case, he would never attack Bam to begin with.
No, but I think he's just acting in the best interest. That's all.
Yeah.
But again, if that's the case, if he's acting on the behalf of Pop Pop, why would he attack Pop Pop's student?
And I don't think he's seen Bam in action before that. He probably didn't. He probably didn't believe that he was worthy of being a Slayer nominee. But now, he sees that he does have the power to be able to change stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
They're out. I'm telling y'all, they're out.
I kind of like that. Maybe haven't seen some of his powers in action, especially the strange one that he calls strange. Maybe that changed his mind a bit. But we will see. But so the bargaining chip.
Hey, hello. Excuse me.
Speak on it. Take over.
Hold on. I've been bringing this shit up for how many months now, and it finally feels good to be acknowledged, to say, hey, I haven't forgot about this plot point, since he's bringing back all that other shit. So yes, for months I've been saying, "Oh, we got an extra freaking thorn in the bag." Why? Because Madarako got one of the thorn fragments, and he says he will trade it for whoever gives him the soul stirring ladle. What the fuck should just pull out? Man, we here, son. We finally here. I'm happy I don't have to bring that up, and it's actually in the story, so now nobody can say nothing to me. So that's just another feat added to the giant list already.
I thought it was already, man. Wait, y'all ain't know? Damn.
Well,
Another W yet again. Oh my goodness. And not only
Damn,
that,
the
we get
superior guy
one
out.
of the best panels ever. A sweet close-up of the queen's face. I can almost feel how soft her skin is just from how close this panel is. The
You need to
things
get
I
help.
would do
Oh my
to
goodness.
get even just 10 feet within such a beautiful face. Oh my God, my heart. Oh my goodness. I am not great enough to have been blessed with such a panel. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, somebody fetch the gifts of Simeon.
Yo, I just woke up laughing.
Hey, the superior guy out. That's what happened.
Wow.
That's
wow.
crazy to me.
We catching W's. Not only that, we not stupid. So what happened? Madarako is flying around in a game shark. He can freaking go invisible. What we gonna do? We gonna go invisible with him.
Yo.
Man, we out here. The plans out.
Getting
W's
shit
out.
done.
Yo.
Speak on it.
Listen, be superior. Guide doing what guides do. Guide people. We out here. I do not have to speak upon this. The pages themselves will show you the truth. It is not my fault that you refuse to open your eyes. SIU has
I'm with you,
spoken.
man. I'm
And
with
so
you.
Honestly,
have I.
he's always gonna hype her though. Like SIU, I mean, not Simi. Though Simi will always hype her, but SIU has to hype her because he went on record and said that she's the sweetest thing out of like all the people on their team so far.
No, but
Another
no,
W.
but
I mean, she
here's
really
the thing,
came in
though.
clutch though with
Here's
that
the thing,
that
though. The
plan.
ghost ship. That's really what I'm like, yo, because it's
Baby
like, okay,
Jones, right?
Okay, yeah. We know about the service to Ladle getting it done. Finally, it's happening. We're like, yo, you got a ghost ship. We good. We getting out of here. We safe. And I was like, yo, what? She thinking 2 steps ahead, man.
As usual, we surviving thanks to who? Again, don't take my word for it. The
Speak on it.
pages don't lie. SIU has spoken, and so have I.
Yeah, Chad's saying Evan kind of goat though. The goat guides. I don't know.
I love how Madarako is exactly the thing that we were calling Evan last week. Just the walking item machine. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's like, let's hide them. They have what I want, and I will pay for it. So, do you think this deal is gonna go down smoothly though?
I mean, it should. They're affiliates of
Hold
I
on.
understand why I wouldn't.
Hold on. The deal is not going to go down smoothly. Why do I say that? Because
Why?
the very end of the chapter, I'm just gonna dip my hand in a little bit because we're not there. But if one of Rachel's 3 wishes is to get more power, I don't think Shinsu is you could just put Shinsu inside somebody and they become powerful. No, you would need some type of catalyst to become more powerful. So I think what's gonna happen is Mustang might interrupt that deal and take the 3rd thorn, and she's gonna get it. That is why
That's a very indirect way of getting it somehow, though.
I believe that that deal won't go 100% clean because, quite frank, everything is going too smoothly.
Shouldn't the thorn like tear her body apart though? Shouldn't she not be able to control that shit?
Listen,
Like,
if I was writing it,
he's an irregular, so.
Oh yeah, that is true.
She's still an irregular, so I don't see. Unfortunately, everything is going way too cleanly. Like everything after they completely breeze past the last station, everybody's saved. They successfully escaped from Caliban. Babin's not only getting training from a high ranker, but he's going to get the 3rd thorn on top of that. Yeah, things are going a little too cleanly. So I could see this deal going south, unfortunately.
I mean, couldn't Rachel like wish for like royalty status? Like, I think that'll put you up high in the tower.
Wait, real quick, before we get there, because
Oh yeah, my bad.
I do
I
want
just was harping on the
no, I do want to speak on their wishes in a second, but so they get hidden from Caliban's forces, and Caliban's sitting there. It looks like he's not using the essence of bravery, and they're just legit a hole in the stomach, and I could see to the wall.
Okay, this is where I thought Siu was gonna just do the ultimate disrespect to Caliban, make him look like the biggest idiot in the world. I thought that they were gonna go invisible and his ship was just gonna sail right past him. Like, where they at though? I was so worried. I really thought Siu was gonna do that to him.
Yeah, it seems like he doesn't know about the ghost ship at all. Like,
Yeah.
otherwise he'll be like, like like.
So with this, we've kind of wrapped up what we're gonna get from Caliban, because later it says he tried to find them and he couldn't. So having everything we've seen so far, I know I asked you before, but kind of what's everyone's thoughts on the character of Caliban?
Trash.
I think he's a really good
I'm sorry to
character,
be
but he
blunt.
just
I like
fucked
him
everything
too.
up.
I
If
like
he
him
speaks,
actually.
he's mid. If he fights, he's dope.
Yeah.
He's got a good stance at least.
I think that he's a good character, but he definitely doesn't handle things properly.
Just stay behind the piano, bro.
He's a
I think
meathead.
He's dumb as shit.
Yeah, I think his design is cool, his power is cool, his backstory is cool, but then his
his
actual
backstory.
ability to do anything
Wait,
is
Like, he put in work. He put in work, but like,
Just say he's still mid, bro.
Wait. Did you just say his backstory was cool?
No, the
man-
backstory was decent.
Wait.
The man was like,
Niggas hide the
wait.
essence
I
of
need
bravery
to hear-
backstory.
I need to
Niggas
hear-
hide the
I need
essence
to
of
hear-
bravery backstory.
Not
hear it.
nigga in the crystal.
No.
Not that guy, yeah.
I don't care. That shit is part of his backstory. I don't care.
Nah.
I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say.
No. That's something else altogether.
I think it kind of is. It has to be.
That man went from playing Madden 04 to playing fake ass Mozart and Chopin on the damn piano. Then he came out and then he started talking about this essence of courage that don't really do nothing, because that guy didn't have no courage. He was a serial killer who turned himself into an emerald.
No bravery.
Hey, there was no bravery in sight. You wildin' for that. The backstory was cool. The only worse backstory than that one was Jiren. Low key. That's the only worse backstory.
Look, man, that's the backstory of the
Garbage.
essence. All right, the essence's backstory is a completely separate thing.
Hey, that's part of
I think it's
that's
part of
part
his
of his
game.
backstory. That's part of his backstory.
Because he didn't think about it just then. It was the past, bro.
I honestly, I couldn't really tell you why, but I like him. I like Caliban.
I also like him. I also like him too.
If he played the piano more, I would like him.
No, definitely.
I do
facts, yo.
His character's a little all over the place to me. Like, I'm not entirely sure like what his personality is, because I feel I don't know. Like, that's how you kind of like every time he speaks, I'm like, what the hell is this man gonna say? Because his words just be all over the place. But
you know why? Because
don't match the plot.
that serial killer in the diamond making him say different shit.
No, I think that, but what he did actually made sense though for the story. Like with him, like because of Jin Sung, he wanted to see what Bam could do, and so he didn't immediately like one shot him and kill him like he should have, and that was his mistake, which is an honest mistake to me. I don't really hold him too much at fault for that.
This is my thing right there.
It's not even that. Okay, go ahead.
I think this is my thing about that. So Jin Sung was just in the way of the mission. He wasn't part of the mission, and he played no games for that shit. He played no games at all. He was like, yo, now I'm finna power up, I'm finna beat your ass, and I'm finna go do my mission. Like, I got no games to be played. But then he get there, then he gets to the mission, and he's like, Nine, what is this boy doing? Oh my goodness. I want to see his power now. I will play games with him.
I mean, he had to see why Jin Sung would give his life, because he has a respect for Jin Sung too. So he wanted to see why would this dude give his life for a regular. I mean, not a regular, but like you know what I mean. Not a regular, but a regular.
Quietly, you being too smart. Agenda over facts. Damn.
Well, I'm kind of with East on that one, but I was gonna say I think one of the reasons I like Caliban as a character is it kind of goes into why I started liking Shua Arthur's group, where I almost start liking them as like comedy Team Rocket type characters.
See, when it comes to their character, like in that regard, they're actually funny as hell. But
I like Charlie. Okay,
like Jamaican Rastafari man.
Yeah.
That's what
that's a cool character. Top 3 character in the arc.
This man doesn't even have a name. Charlie looks like an absolute joke, always has. Shua got his own lighthouses stolen from him, and they escaped with it. So I'm starting to like them as like a Team Rocket type group.
See, the thing is, like, with Caliban, it's too much flip-flopping. First of all, he called the human collector. He ain't collect no humans. I see him collect.
Bro, he's the Big Show with them heel turns, bro.
Like, I didn't see him collect nothing. He collect a W from Jinsung, yeah, but he didn't collect his body. How you call a human collector, but you can't confirm if you killed your target or not?
He's like, probably.
Not only that, but how you come through playing the piano, but then you was like, yo, I was born in a third world country. Huh?
Yeah.
Yo,
man,
what is going on? You have this promo packages VTR of him seeming like some methodical being, and he come out and is like, by the way, I'm from a family that was just protecting a big ass crystal in the middle of nowhere for hundreds of years, and we was killing each other. Huh?
Yeah.
It's too much flip flopping. I don't care if he got freaking feet. That shit don't make no sense. And not only that, you go out your all for something that's not a part of the mission. And the second you get up to the mission, you just throw everything up in the air and forget about it? Huh? How you fully power up to defeat a man who's not a part of your direct order, but your direct order is in front of you, and you like, let me see what he's going to do. What is going on?
Thank you.
What is going on?
Thank you.
I'm sorry, but Caliban is just not it. Something wrong with him. I don't listen. You could chalk it up to freaking Roblox too, but something wrong with the both of them.
Bro.
So I was gonna ask
He got a concussion.
I was gonna say,
Multifaceted character.
I was gonna say because of like what had happened, right? Because obviously like they're setting up for Bam to go after him, but like, do you think Jihad would see this and be like, "Yo, these guys are dead. Send it, like get rid of them and shit," like, or he gives them like another chance?
I like it would be so gold if
Get rid of these niggas.
If
That's what I'm
Jihad
thinking,
freaking
Jihad,
pulls a Prince Vegeta and throw Caliban up in the air and blow him up, that would be fucking gold.
I would love it.
But-
Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
Nah.
You can leave that to the
I
story.
see Caliban being the next big antagonist for the series for whatever damn reason.
Yeah, I see Bam beating him and taking the essence of bravery. Let me get that too, boy.
Yeah,
Let me
I
absorb
know,
that
sadly,
also.
it's good now.
You go ahead. Hey, cuz.
Yeah, you're gonna see Bam in a chapter one day. Chaos control.
I still think
Disgusting
that
black creatures.
for some
I'm trying to erase those memories, bro. Oh my god.
Disgusting black.
Bro, I was replaying that the other week. I'm like, there's no way they statue him say that. Like, come on.
Nah, he said that.
You said that
Bruh.
for sure said that. I don't know. It's kind of like in the same vein as Haku. Is like he's not particularly greatly written and stuff, but I enjoy him probably for all the wrong reasons. Just an ape.
he's like ultimate meathead, just generation of punching each other to death,
Yeah.
and then eating a crystal that has records of generation of people punching each other to death.
Serial killer.
That nigga is literally a fucking quarterback, a blonde quarterback from a high school movie.
Buddy Body Jin Sung Year.
Hey, but look.
Huh?
He can't even take that W. Machine got that W because now Jing Sung is not with the Empire. Machine got her own plans. So
I mean, if
he
anything,
irrelevant to the fact. Machine got her own plans.
Machine more of a human collector than freaking Caliban.
Exactly.
She collected Jin Sung. What Caliban collected? A hole in his stomach.
okay, but I mean, who is he to step up to a princess? Given how much respect they give princess in the first place, and people who hold on to like 13-month series, what was he gonna say to her? No, let me take his body. Like, no.
Isn't he? But isn't he? I don't know. Well, I guess.
We don't know.
I would say like, I'm like, does she outrank him? I don't know. I don't think does she. I don't know. But okay. So Rack and Bam time, their conversation. Okay, so he's sad. Well, first I talk about the barrier thing, but then he's sad, and said that Van Kel would accept her as a student, and I was kind of hoping like I was gonna get the thing here, but anyways, they have he's basically in his feelings about I'm weak, I can't beat a monster like Caliban, I'm so weak. I'm like, I don't know about that one. And then Rack kind of comes with like his whole entire speech. How do you feel about his speech to to Bam about like the hunting and the prey thing.
Yeah, his speech was dope as fuck. See, that's my problem. That's my problem with Bam. People are like, somebody got upset that I called this nigga stupid or something like that, or like he was crying. Like he literally just did something nobody else could do, and now he up sitting off here crying and shit. Like nigga, you should have been ready to get stronger. Talk. Oh my god, stop this bullshit, man.
Yeah, like
I agree. I think the best line for what he was just talking about was he said like you're the best prey and the best hunter I've ever seen. I think that's like that goes perfectly with that. Like he did something nobody else could do, but then at the end he's still crying that he's not strong enough to defeat certain people.
It also kind of ties into how he was weak at the beginning and strong now, but he has his moments where it's like he can't do anything. So it's just like he is a hunter, but he's also prey, and he should just be a hunter.
But that makes sense because in the tower, because he poses such a threat, he would be prey. But in order for him to even just basically survive now at this point, he has to be strong enough to be a hunter to fight the strong people that's going to be coming after him. So it's a lot of layers there with that speech, honestly, just off that one line alone, to me.
Yeah, we're about to see Bam become a killer, you know?
Go ahead.
Like I like the speech, but it's just that, as I said before, like the repetition with this. It's like if Bam does the whole thing where he like goes and cries and gets like talks about getting revenge and like becoming stronger again after this speech, it's like then what was the point? You know, like we've done this already once. Like we've had that moment where he wants to get stronger and he asks someone for help and he gets a little bit stronger and then he pulls the exact same thing once again. So it's like, so I don't know. Like I like Rack's speech. I think it's really endearing and it's great to see them interacting for once, like properly interacting. But it just doesn't feel like I'm not sure there's going to be any payoff to that, I guess.
So basically, saying he's like this entire great speech was wasted on Bam.
Well, kind of, yeah. It's like the whole name on station thing. Like he literally, you go panel by panel. It's like pretty much the exact same situation, and it's like, are you just going to do that shit again? Like, I don't know.
So was this is this Rack's just roundabout way of saying I want to fight him one day again, like a proper fight?
Well,
Yeah,
I
think so.
I thought it was pretty good, not like incredible or anything, but what I got out of it that I thought was good was Rack was pretty much saying Prey thinks, okay, if I get strong enough, I'll survive, but you got to be a hunter. You got to be somebody who's going to go after people that are stronger. You don't need to worry about, okay, I need to be strong enough to survive.
The thing is,
okay, yeah,
I'm just tired of Rack being the voice of reason and then doing nothing else outside of that. You see, in other series, when people aren't 100% fighting, they have a role that's something else, right? Like Nami's a navigator, Usopp's an inventor, so on and so forth, right? With Rack, he's a fucking fighter. He's a spear bearer, and he don't fight nobody. What is going on? Listen, I don't care how much you want to put down my throat that he speaks the voice of reason into both Bam and Kun, and hell, even the whole cast. At the end of the day, he has an offensive position, and he does nothing. He is never on the front lines. And that counter argument to that is, well, he's a spear bearer. He shouldn't be on the front lines. He's not on any lines, period.
He's not even sniping.
Running away with everybody else.
He
completely burying his character. So yeah, the speech was nice, but it's not working on me anymore because I want to see him actually do something.
It's
like I said last week,
it's played out because he the only nigga that's ready to throw hands and always ready to go. His mood don't change. He always on go mode. Everybody else want to do all this like, tripping around, tiptoe, pussyfoot and bullshit and whining, bitch, flip flopping. No, he about that action, but they don't never give him the action. And when they do, it's just like I think somebody said like on that Bleezeball thing, it's like they set up he's a strong character and they just set him up to be like, oh damn, if he take that Rack, you know, okay, he's somebody important or something like that. Or now they gotta come rescue Rack or some bullshit like that. He always gets shafted and shitting on. And I'm tired of the bullshit. It's like give this man some shine, and that's what he was supposed to get with the event hell thing. And that's why I'm even more upset about that too. But once again, he just got what a great ass speech. But where was that? Where was the walk at? He got the talk, but where's the walk?
And that is true. I never even thought of it like that. That is actually what y'all saying is actually pretty true. That's crazy.
was like I said last week, where Rack is in this position that he's been in basically all of season 2, where he's A tier jobber. He loses to everyone except for the rare S tier jobber that he manages to beat, like Levy.
And it's like they freaking off-screened Rack versus Iniesta, and then Rack lost.
I was so pissed about that, because where I thought it was heading was Rack loses, so we get stronger and then beats Iniesta the second time. Then they give the fight to Ron, who's already had a fight earlier in the arc.
Yeah, who you give the fight to Ran, who's already had GOAT fights before this, and then Rack gets nothing. Now, don't get me wrong. Ran versus Iniesta was one of the best fights in the entire series.
Top 3.
Sure. However, this booking completely buried Rack. For what?
100%
It's not
agree.
good at all. Like, can we get this man to do something? Can he have a spear bearer's feet? Can he get a one-on-one W? Hell, a group W. Even when he freaking did that tag team move with Kun in the Sword Art arc, what happened? Kun got his heart blown up. So they both took a W. They both took an L anything. But what the hell is the point? It's completely bad booking on Roblox's part. And it's just completely unfair. You set up these 3 characters as the quote-unquote main trio, as the big 3, and then you have one that does absolutely nothing. At least Kun is freaking smart and conniving as hell. You see him doing people dirty all the time and making plans. What the hell Rack does? Speak.
and don't get the walk. And people's like, they like, you know what? Rock gets his golden thing. Rock season 3. Why do I have to wait a whole 3 seasons, 400 and something chapters for Rock to actually do something worthwhile other than talk the talk and not get to walk the walk? Please explain to me that shit.
Like, the thing is, SIU has no excuse. We could have at least had one panel of Rack just looking at Evankel. Why do I have to wait 3 months
Rack
for
is
a
too
maybe?
hard to draw. Do you give him a pass for that?
No.
No, he got them in chibi form anyway.
That's what I'm saying every time.
Hold on. Freaking, we'll talk about Rack being hard to draw. How many close-up panels did Karaka get? As SIU specifically said, I hate drawing Karaka. His armor is annoying. So I'm not hearing that. No, he has no excuse. One panel. Why do I have to wait 3 months for a maybe? Why couldn't he have gotten that one panel of him staring at the Vanka again? If you're going to do it before, why not again here before you take a break? Why waste 5 panels with a bunch of freaking brown jobbers that we don't care about? But then characters we do care about, it's nothing. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
And they're talking about some season 3. Wait till season 3. Man, no, I'm tired of waiting. God damn, nigga. I've been waiting for this nigga to pull through all season. But he kept flip-flopping and changing his word. He failed me 6 times over in this arc alone.
It should happen. It should happen soon, just because you have Dorsey, a Jade princess. You have Bam, the irregular. You have the future head of the Kun family in Aguero, and you have a native one. So like you have to tie hopes for these characters in that regard. So sometimes it can be a little frustrating to just kind of, you think they're gonna get a moment, and like I keep saying, I hate trying to underplay what Rack did against Levy because he is using his powers, but God, he's such a bum. Like he really tried to fool us with the Scantron shit. Like I thought he was so raw, he was not. No, I thought he wasn't raw. Then I thought he was raw, and then I saw the truth later. I'm like, where was he? You see him again? Like he just gone. Like.
There's just no reason for Roblox to freaking push off that Rack will maybe get training from Ivanka before this break.
Oh, and I think I do want him to.
Go ahead.
I do really want him to get that dub, but I do still feel like Majah said is like a completely valid and does make like all sense. But I do feel like it's somewhat Rock's fault too as a character, because you remember when it was at the data world, everybody else's worst enemy, like Bam was his own self, Coons was like his sister or some shit. Like Rock's enemy was a monster he conjured up himself that was unbeatable. So it's somewhat his fault, like just what he's trying to do.
Yeah. But I'll add on something to that. I think I feel like this like entire conversation ultimately, I think one of the reasons that it's could have spawned is because like after season 1, like we got rid of all the games and stuff, and that was the way that SAU allowed Rack to come into play. Like there'd be sort of an orderly fashion to how each different person of the trio sort of came into play. And I feel like after that, it's sort of just like too haphazard, too messy. There's just like a lot of different focuses everywhere because he doesn't know how to like systematically put them all into one place.
And that's his fault. So that what does that say about the freaking author?
Oh yeah,
that
I
he
know.
got problems. So it's like,
yeah,
why do we get heat for complaining about these things and not freaking the content creator himself? Because again, listen, season 1, the only 2 people to pass the spear bearer position test was Rack and Ghost. Ghost was a freaking being that Hedon specifically gave to Rachel.
Yeah, it's Phantom in him.
Rack saw Ghost throw the freaking spear and obliterate the target. And then he one-upped him by doing the same thing. And we got nothing else after that. Why? Garbage.
Nothing to and that shit piss me off. Like we really get heat for our gripes and stuff like that. But nigga, this art band, see you just literally roadblocks in you the way Simi call it. This nigga literally just told us that Bam had quite a ways to go to be ranker level. LOL. And then this nigga turn around 2 chapters later and now he killing a ranker with a graze. Come on now, that shit is disrespectful. And y'all want to blame me or blame us with getting upset, nigga? You just said that I didn't write the story. You wrote the story. You set this up since day 1. Rankers are gods among gods. He's not supposed to be there yet. He's not. You literally told me in a separate essay yourself he is not ranker level. And then you turn around and backlash that shit, and you keep giving this nigga these power ups and all this other bullshit. What about everybody else, nigga? Like, what will be? I didn't get into Tower God just so I could see Bam power up in every fucking fight, and nobody else matter what so goddamn ever. Like, even Rock has his little feats. Like, Rock be noticing little shit. Like, even in that
we need new love. Yep, I agree.
Yeah,
What about
that? When he was fighting Indiana, he was looking. He was like, damn. He was noticing all his attacks and shit like that. He was like, this isn't good. You know what I'm saying? We were seeing his actual battle mode, like him actually doing something. You know, like him like noticing all this shit, and then here come Dan why he fucked everything up and get this nigga give the one nigga that don't need an ignition weapon, and then he just gets shafted and shitted on. That shit was garbage, bro. It's what? There's no excuse for that shit, bro. We're talking about Rock season 3 Golden. No, nigga, why did I have to wait this fucking long just to get this shit? He couldn't do one panel. These niggas looking at
like last said, yo, you gotta get the long-term payoff. He been a kid fan for years.
Garbage. Oh, it's not. Check your Discord.
Oh, all right. Let's talk about the Gustang and Rachel stuff.
Hey, Gustang.
Here we go.
So
we got the season 3 art, so make sure you use it.
No, this picture actually funny as hell though. But so we have Gustang here, like you Vermin. He bought me 3 important gifts, so you get 3 wishes. 3 wishes. Oh boy. So first of all, how do you guys feel when you saw him say that shit?
Man,
I was mad actually.
The
I was
first
tight
thing
as
I
hell.
thought was, okay, so this is how Gustang is going to be an antagonist. Because Roblox already stated months ago, since the floor that Gustang is an antagonist, period. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, this is how he's going to directly oppose Bam through an indirect way, which is kind of whatever. But regardless, the whole Orders storyline with him and Jihad is more interesting, so I let it pass. But yeah, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, okay, this is how he's going to oppose the main group. And then I look at Rachel and I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Nah, I knew the goddamn oh man, the Rachel stands went AWOL. Those niggas went off the ripper. Them niggas was they was bucking hard as shit, bro. Oh my god, them niggas was going wild all day long.
Wait, Rachel got stands out here?
Oh,
you have no idea.
The Rachel task force is real, dude.
They are something serious, nigga. They had nothing to ride on, nigga. They was going with this.
They're the biggest sickles on the planet, bro.
You should
mental health cannot do anything to them, man.
As someone who actually likes Rachel's character a lot, I've seen it like firsthand. It's like ridiculous. They just like do anything and everything to make Rachel the protagonist and make her feel like she's the most important person in the entire town. It's just like
crazy.
it's crazy.
Yeah, you can't cure crazy.
They go to season 3 art, y'all.
I like what she brings to the story, but just standing her just seems wild to me. Like she's good for her like her character for the story, but she's like like her mentality is trash. She's a great
Yeah.
character, but she's she's a great character because her mentality is just garbage. Like she just, I guess you could look at it in a good way. She's ready to sacrifice anybody for her own kind of in her own gain and to get further and further. But it's just so like, come on, Rach, like she'd be ready just to throw anybody under the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, great character, awful
She's
person.
she's absolutely brilliantly written, and Tower God needs her, and she's basically the person that we need to hate. We need a bad guy to hate, kind of thing, right? So like he's done well with her in that regard, but God, she makes my blood boil.
When Gustain told her he was giving her 3 wishes, my blood started to. I'm like, damn, she about to re-up with these 3 wishes from the head of the family. Wow, she's about to blow up.
Speaking of her childish mentality, I had just said earlier in the DMs, I was like, so how much are you gonna bet that one of her wishes is to look better? Because she made that like such a big deal in the earlier arcs.
Icarus form or whatever.
Yeah.
I believe that's gonna happen. I believe it.
I think she's gonna waste a wish on that, and then she's gonna just go power ups and influence with Gustang.
If she become bad, we stand.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, who's got the Fitbit in the ring?
No, we don't, sir.
Oh, sorry,
Hey,
sorry.
look.
I stand gladly.
Hey, look, we were talking about. What if she get greedy and try to ask for more wishes? And he take them shits away. He was like, "Get out my face, Berman."
That'll be so cold.
So yeah,
He was like, "Get out my face, you little greedy vermin."
Do we all agree that one must be about her appearance because she thinks she's ugly, and well, she is ugly.
She'll change it.
Yeah, I think
What
she's
about,
definitely changing appearance.
What about like a wish where she wishes for like Gustang to stop Bam from climbing the tower?
I don't know if he'll be able to do that.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to make her like a head of a family or anything crazy like that.
Not necessarily that, but
you
it's
know,
like
yeah, I was gonna say,
okay.
it'll be really crazy though. Like because we talked about like with the Access, they can't, they write certain stories that can never be altered. What if Gustang is like, well, that's a story I cannot change.
Yeah.
He says that
Maybe.
shit. We don't hear nothing after that. That would be crazy.
Like it's some things he can't do. Like she can't wish Jahai was dead. It's some things she can't do.
Right.
But
This
I mean-
isn't like reality bending stuff. It's just within Gustang's power.
But I mean, Gustang can oppose like Bam and stuff. Like that's not an impossible task.
You know what? She could actually. You know what's funny here? She could actually like wish like, and by that, if he did wish to stop Bam from climbing the tower, he would continuously send strong forces after Bam to try to prevent him from climbing up. But I think that would just be like too much for the story. That'd be a whole extra some shit.
Yeah, because you just watch him become a high ranker.
I think because of Rachel's character and who she is, I don't think she would like. I think she would waste it on good looks, of course, and then power, and then influence and stuff like that. I don't think she would waste it because she would want to get like she would want to go hard and like get the revenge herself on Bam and his friends and stuff like that. Thinking of who she is, she would want to get low down and dirty and like, oh, I've been bullied by you and this, that, and the other. Now it's my turn to come back and shit like that.
She want to look down on him.
Yeah. You see how she came back. You see how she came back for Kun because she clowned her ass. He clowned her ass.
She really did come back for Kun. I cannot believe that. She was about to blow his heart up.
Yeah, there is.
Someone's echoing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta deal with that, man.
Joey.
Echo.
Red Witch. 9.
That was Joey. We're good.
Yeah, but now that I think about it, actually, I remember like when they were having that like conversation between like Bam and Rachel, like she did sort of want him to come after her in a sense. Like she kind of like changed her mind a little bit. So maybe actually you guys are right.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't think she'll directly wish for Bam to stop climbing the tower because I think Bam gives her like the most important thing that she feels, and that's importance. Because she is the most important person in his life, and him chasing her to the ends of the earth basically gives her reason enough. Hence, her saying, "Now you have a reason to chase after me," and things like that. So, I don't think she'll wish for him to stop chasing. I think she 100% enjoys having him wrapped around her finger.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think she'll ask for something to give her like some kind of allegiance with Gustang so that she can keep working with him. I don't know what it would be that she would ask for to get that, but something like that. And then probably something to power her up. Like, I think one possible thing is she might ask to keep the Minazuki, the Stingray. So that's kind of powerful. So she might ask, hey, just leave that with me.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. My big question and topic of debate to everybody is: if Rachel wishes for more power, how will Gustan go about it? As I said, my theory would be that's how the deal for the third Thorn goes haywire. But I don't think it's as easy as just saying here power and you could just like put power inside somebody. I think you would need a catalyst. If you don't train yourself, you would need a catalyst. For example, how Wangnan has the soul edge, right? If that was the case, if you could just make somebody more powerful, Bam would have never needed to be trained to begin with.
Gusting is in with in with the workshop though, isn't he? So he could probably just give her a bunch of workshop items.
This is true.
Yeah. I think it's going to be like an external power source, not necessarily like
internal. Yeah,
like an internal power base. Yeah,
I like that Stingray idea.
I feel like Gustan could probably figure a way out to do it. Like I feel like you're not just gonna be like, and here's power, and then obviously OD, but like if there was someone who could probably do it, it could be him in a sense. But I don't even think her body can handle it. So because she's trash, so I don't think she'd be able to handle it. But
I think she could. Like she can handle the thorn, so we know that much.
Her new body might be able to. She's gonna wish for. She might wish for a strong body and beautiful, but be able to contain the power.
Okay. And not only that, but if she wishes for a waifu body, right? I don't think Shinsu could do that. I think Gusang will just fucking experiment on her, put her on the silver table, and get to work with the needle. I don't think it's just gonna be some Shinsu stuff.
I think the thing could do it though. I mean, did he erase like a whole floor's memory and shit? And then he looked at Rachel to save her, like with a straight.
Yeah, I know that's the thing, but we don't. But the main thing is we don't know the limitations of Shinsu. It seems limitless, but I don't think that it could just because you could keep yourself looking youthful, but you can't change your actual look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you can't just like make yourself 10 feet tall or some shit.
I think they might be able to change look. I mean, we don't know the limits though. That's the thing. I hope she gets a better body than Icarus though. Icarus was
Icarus was trash, honestly.
Yeah, creepy.
Ugly too, so I don't know what she was talking about.
She was saying, "Oh, it looks so pretty." Like fuck
normal Rachel looks better than Icarus.
Actually, I think it's true.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
No, normal Rachel is like way better than Icarus.
Hell's out, man.
I mean, either way, they're both below 3. So
yeah, I mean, it's usually when people are like unattractive, their standards of beauty are like so overblown. So because she feel like she's so lacking, she wished for things that's like over the top. Like she just wanted like super extra shit. So that's why to me, Icarus didn't look. It wasn't as bad as normal Rachel, but it wasn't like
from far away it was okay. It's the up close ones I hated the look.
I forget who I said it to. I think it might have been Naya and Laz, where I was like pointy ears or low tiers. Like that is like my least favorite thing.
She just looked like an elf, man. I'm just like I'm not with it. Like
listen, elves hitting, but not that one.
Yeah,
not that one. Legolas out.
Indeed, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that pretty much ends the chapter. But I think she's gonna wish for. I think one's gonna be look, one's gonna be obviously something power related. I don't know if it's ally because I feel like I don't know if you guys feel this way. I feel like Rachel's less interesting if she herself becomes very powerful.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
I totally agree, and it's like Rachel's original thing when she was going on the Hell Train was that she didn't want to get stronger herself. She wanted to surround herself with strong allies.
Yes, so like. Maybe she can get stronger people, and I'm not against like the Stingray or getting a really powerful item, but I think her being like despicable and conniving and deceiving everybody to climb the tower, but still kind of remaining weak, is one of the things that keeps her interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like if she has to get a power boost, then I think it has to be external. I don't think it can't be internal. It can't be like Bam when he gets like some sort of like. Actualization of his powers or something. It has to be entirely external.
I think the Stingray is like kind of the perfect power up.
Yeah, I think it is.
She doesn't seem to have any control. It protects her so she can still stay alive around all these strong characters, but she doesn't actually control it herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So in a way, it's kind of like manipulating her.
Yeah, so she can still be like really, really weak, but also it gives her something to stand at the level of everybody else. So I think it's kind of the perfect power up.
Yeah, and then the third one, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think she's gonna. I don't know. Also, you have to kind of consider what Gustan can and can't do. I don't want to put any limits on him because I know who he is, the aloof weight. But like, it's just hard for me to imagine. Like, there's certain things I know for a fact he couldn't do. But Bam, chapter ends with him accepting his training, saying he's gonna hunt down Caliban, and that we get the like little.
All right, so here we go. Here's what I have to say about Bam. So listen, as I already said numerous times, unlike Hemmings, it's not a gimmick for me. I legitimately do not like Bam anymore. This arc has made me dislike him to a giant degree.
Thank you.
Roblox is going to have to do a lot to build that trust back up with me in this character. So here's the thing. Bam says he's going to hunt down Caliban. If Bam does anything less than kill him with his own two hands, he is trash until the series ends. Simple as that. There is no saving him after that. If he does not directly kill him, and especially if he pulls a freaking pain arc and he does talk no jutsu, you won't hear the end of my mouth. Trust me.
Who you telling? What? That nigga is out garbage. He's not my MC no more. I'm not staying here. I don't care.
Damn, y'all a little harsh on Bam.
Well, yeah,
I still like him.
I don't hate him.
I like other characters more, but I do like him.
Well,
Yeah,
I still think
I
still think the biggest problem is just that he's gotten so much screen time to himself that, like, if CU gives everybody else enough screen time to kind of catch up a little bit, then I'm cool with it.
Nah, I'm not, because you know what? I'm tired. This nigga is straight up disrespectful. You laughing. I'm not finna sacrifice my life.
Oh, the location of Arlene as a wish for Rachel. Oh, what do you think about that?
Oh,
wait, what?
Yeah.
Lizard said in the chat, what if she wishes to know the location of where Arlene is?
Yo, that.
Yeah, but how could Gustang know that?
Gustang is one of the
remember the thing, yeah.
Like, yeah, he's supposed to be like omnipresent.
I feel like that omniscient stuff is just
remember,
the dude hyping him up a little too
but you have
strong.
to remember too, though. Gustang knows a way out of the tower based on rumors. Yurik actually went to go beat this man. They're gonna find out what's going on. Like, if he knows that, I honestly anything's possible with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
He's close with the head of the workshop, the head of the workshop.
Yeah,
and them niggas been there since before everything. So I know they know. I know they know. They said like they share stories. That's what he said. He like
at the very least, you would think that he has an idea or heard inklings. Like I would be shocked if he legitimately had no idea where she was completely. Like no, or didn't hear anything.
Yeah, but I think my assumption is like I don't think she's in the tower, because I feel like if she had went to the outside and stuff, there's no way I consider just re-entering through the same hole or whatever. Because you think Jahai would be searching around the whole place, looking around for this chick. He's like, oh yeah, there's this hole right there. Maybe she went through here.
That shit's probably locked down.
Shit, you didn't get that word.
Damn.
Okay, not my king.
Wagner out. That's my MC. I'm sorry. No.
I like Wagner too, actually, a lot.
Yes, sir. Hey, keep it going. Yeah,
he's fine. He's not.
Yeah,
he's not holding it down, yo. He's not holding it down. He spent all this season being captured. All right, relax.
Blame CU.
Wayne's being chaperoned by me saying right now.
It's interesting to me.
Garbage.
He's definitely an interesting character, but he didn't
what
do
has
much.
What has anybody else done that's a regular this arc? Compared to them. Is anybody else taking on rankers? No.
Machini, W.
Wow.
Wow.
Characters that matter.
Yeah, Machini, W.
Machini, you think Wagner matters? That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be there long term.
You don't know that.
All right.
What are you talking about?
Log post.
He's not the prince.
No, he's a future king. Yeah, I get it.
No,
shut your ass up, man. Damn.
Yeah, Vince.
Afterwards, I was late this week. The main reason it was late was because I fell asleep early. Oh my god! Since I used to read this before, but now I'm reading it for the first time. So like I read it on stream now. Since I had this notice went up 4 weeks ago by the previews, I'm preparing for the next arc and resting. Actually, the last few weeks I haven't been able to rest due to this and the preparation of the next arc, but I'm experienced for the first time. Blah 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 blah. Deadlines. More so than this. Okay.
Trash.
I actually,
no one asked for another arc.
I had
My back hurt, my spine out. I ain't got no spine.
my wrist gone. No cartilage in my knees. It's just my
The Korean fans took my nuts.
I actually had a lot I wanted to say while I was making this arc about the end a lot. Now that's over, I really have to say thank you, and I'll return prepared. It was truly an arc that chugged along quickly and brought the most amount of changes and events over the span of the few years I uploaded this webtoon. Yeah, yes, no?
Yeah, I mean, there's been
Yeah, probably.
Rift, New Wave.
Yeah, I mean,
the Hell Train in particular was especially difficult due to personal reasons, and a couple of those close calls could have stopped me from uploading due to personal reasons, and there was a lot of illegal activities. Whoa.
Huh?
Otherwise, the more I thought he did something illegal. Oh my god, he was talking about Korean pirates.
Feminazi.
Oh yeah, I heard a little bit about
Stuff we already know about. I don't know about that.
Yeah, neither do I. It was hard to get a grip on myself and keep posting. Not only that, the Hell Train arc itself was quite long, but I'm glad I was able to end the arc and announce the hiatus all in the One Piece. Anyways, next arc compared to previous arcs will have Bam declare Zahad's army, Caliban in particular, as the enemy more directly and behave as such. Originally, the next arc was also to be a part of season 2, but since everyone thinks next up is season 3, I might just declare season 3 because I can do that. So
shut up, you're not doing that.
Is this season 3 or not? Like just do
annoying.
I don't like I said.
Don't
it's like
trust his words.
there's no reason to like. There's no difference between season 3 or another part of season 2 other than what he titles it.
Yeah, I think so. That's why I think this would be. I think it would be a good ending so far for what we got, with everything kind of wrapping up.
I don't know. I kind of feel like it'd be a sour way to end it, given just the whole like arc itself, not like kind of like dying out towards the end because of the Bam shit. I think he has to kind of give us another arc to where like we can actually be happy going into season 3. Now it's
the whole Hell Train is over, right? It's done.
Hell Train's done. Yeah, that was done.
Yeah. So this was just this was like the ending.
That. It's done.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Okay. Well, that blog post was whatever, I guess.
Trash.
I need a Wagner epilogue, man. Dead ass.
me too, though. The stuff with Wagner and Karaka to me is the most interesting stuff. Ever since they was in like the train and they was talking about Wagner was talking about his past and all that kind of stuff. Because I always thought he was interesting, even at the beginning of season 2 when Bomb saw the ring and he was like, you should keep this with you. This is kind of this looks important because he saw like the insignia. It's just I just always knew something was up with him. The way he was introduced, it's just I just really like to see what's gonna happen with that. That's some of the most intriguing stuff to me.
Yeah.
Hey man, I just keep every time I remember his ring, that keep reminding me, hey man, fuck Rachel. That slimy ass bitch.
Oh yeah, she stole the ring. She really took the ring and didn't give it back though. Like, come on, I was so mad at that.
The Rachel Stairs would be sympathetic, and then would it come to her taking the ring for no reason
because I was always looking forward to Karaka seeing him and seeing the ring, and the one time they do it, he doesn't have the ring. I was like, bro, you gotta be kidding me right now. Like that made me hate Rachel even more. She took a moment away.
Yeah, because then the moment Karaka stepped into action, literally like out of the shadows, this is like full body Karaka. And that nigga was like, I know somebody who has that ring too. That nigga lost his shit.
He lost. Yo.
That nigga was like, who?
He's like, my brother is alive, so.
I still love that chapter to death, bro. Because that was one of those things. Like it came out of left field where it's like we didn't know. Like obviously we knew they had the ring, but we didn't know like Karaka would like care about that deeply.
Yeah.
Remember, like he's like my brother, like screaming. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You good? Like, and then it's like, oh shit, it's important.
You are my brother.
Because I always wondered why Karaka would have a ring with Jihad's symbol on it. Like he's a Slayer. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder what he said to the other Slayers at the meetings and shit. Like, hey, Karaka, what's that ring all?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought we was opposing this man.
I got it from my daddy.
Well, you know, my dad bought it, and
I'm gonna strangle him. Yeah.
Oh, he said that next arc is gonna be more sorrowful. Apparently,
I'll
I mean,
bet.
Wait, where's
he
that?
said like the Hell Train was going to be like more like murderous and stuff, and that didn't
And
really
look
come
what
to pass.
happened.
I mean, Rachel got some bodies on that hell train. Not gonna lie. Even I was tight about that too. She really blew my man's chest, like blew a hole through my man's chest. That's
I
when
mean, you're not wrong.
that's when I really started to hate. I'm like, yo, she really killed. I was like, yo, I got up and started walking around my room like, yo, she really just murdered this dude. Like, she really
Fuck
killed
that
him.
bitch.
You got heated, eh?
She really killed
Stood
him.
up and started pacing, bro.
Rachel's always been really one thing. She don't own it. She actually plays the victim. Like,
Exactly.
oh my god, like I can't believe Endor she left me here. Are you serious? You can't believe it. Like
That dude had a bad backstory too. It's
Oh, I
like
forgot.
he wanted to get his daughter.
Somebody,
He wanted his
tried to-
daughter.
yeah, somebody tried to finish it in the chat and talk about some. It's a war, you know. Everything was crazy. Of course, she was confused that nobody got her.
Oh,
Nigga,
God,
you know
come
who
on
got
now.
Bogbar, nigga. We don't like.
Now hold on, I forgot. So listen, I mean, I don't know why I'm laughing, but if Rachel gets power, right? You know who she coming after? The first two people she coming after is you and me, Laz. So
I know.
the Holy
I
Demon
know.
Army gotta reconnect because
Listen,
we in danger.
we know we gonna bite that bitch. That's facts.
Yo,
Nah, she's gonna come through with a
That should
spirit.
have been her third. That should have been her third wish. Protect me from Coon.
Hey, look, we're not getting rid of Layla yet. That's gonna be used to bash over their fucking head, and then we going to sell that for the thorn. Chair shot.
Let's ask the question with the thorns earlier. I don't remember what it was though. What did you repeat the question? I don't remember what he asked. Something about do we think he's gonna get all three thorns now or later or something?
Well, 4 pieces actually, because there's still the one that's missing. We don't know about.
Well, I know. I just mean like from what like we have in the area because Madarako pulled up.
Yeah.
And part of me was wondering if Gustang was gonna yank the second thorn from him because he didn't bring him the Fitbit. Like nope.
Yeah.
That's what I bring up too because freaking Bam said that it's a race and whoever gives Gustang the item that he wanted,
Yeah.
he'll give the second thorn to. But y'all was saying that went retconned or whatever, so I don't know. But regardless, I don't think all three thorns is gonna be safely with Bam. At least not right now, anyways.
Yeah. Could you see a thing maybe that she has 2 and he has 2, and they gotta fight each other the game position of the full thorn? Like,
Well, that's another thing too, because Bomb made that deal with Rachel. So, like, if Rachel rolls up and says, "You know, I got the Fitbit and took it to Gustang. Where's my thorn?" Is Bomb going to be a man of his word, or is he going to be like, "When was that?"
He's not giving up power.
He doesn't have to hold up it.
After he was just crying about being so weak, he's not about to give up some power right now.
he'd be
That'd
stupid as
crazy.
hell to
Yeah.
do that.
And Bam of all people, like
Go ahead.
Bam of all people, doesn't need to uphold a promise with Rachel.
Hey, it don't matter because you know what? Gustang going full depot.
Well, you know what's funny? He is going full Debo. Just let me get that.
Take the thorn out. He was like,
He
hey,
did.
nigga.
That's a nice
Okay,
watch.
the question was, do you think we're gonna
We
get the third thorn before the time skip, or we're gonna get a flashback to it?
Before. I feel like we're gonna see Madaraka literally talking about how are you, and then we're gonna see a thorn right there, and then Gustang.
Damn it, man.
It's gonna bug me honestly because I feel like we're gonna get some really cool info between the two of them in regards to like what's going on with Fug. Because I do feel like maybe Karaka like trying to talk with the Slayers and like the other guys that are there. I mean, it could be set up for some crazy stuff with Fug, and then Gustang just comes in and ruins it.
Yes,
Slayer season all 2019, boy. Elder, get the elders. Let's go. We out here.
I still do feel in a way too because of the way we keep talking about like the rift, the new wave, and all this stuff. I still firmly believe what I said months ago. We are going to see the family leaders by the end of the season. If we're getting this final arc soon coming up, I feel like we're going to start seeing these people like soon. So I mean, the Fat Master, yeah, you gotta see him at least.
Yeah, the drip king. You right.
The thing is,
If he
though,
got
like
fuck.
another reason why I think that Gustang will take the third thorn is 2 reasons. Okay, one, he was able to heal Rachel without lifting a finger, right? And then in this chapter again, we seen that same crazy feat. Like he is on his freaking Itachi gimmick, moving so fast you don't even see him doing the freaking the hand signs. He told man to pull up in front of Chun-Li and say, "We gonna take these two hostages." In the middle of him saying that, Gustang took the both of them without leaving his freaking floating castle, without lifting an arm, without stepping out of the castle, without going on Chun-Li's ship. He took the both of them. What's to say he can't do the same exact thing with the third thorn? They're all in the same vicinity. It's
I
over.
like how the dude that pulled up was like, "Yeah, we not even we're not allowed to even speak his name." Like this boy got
Like in the middle of his sentence.
Yeesh.
In the middle of his sentence, Gustang just snatched the both of them up. Chun-Li
I
doesn't even know that
don't
they're
I don't even
missing.
know if I'm worthy to say his name. That might be the last time I ever say that. I don't even know if I'm worthy.
I know.
Kobe down. Kobe down. That's all I'm saying.
I did wish we did get his name, but like obviously it made sense. Like you
But
can't.
that man raw, bro. Whoever the son is raw.
What was your guys' favorite dialogue in the or bubble speech, whatever, in the chapter?
Oh, I'm gonna go because it was a fucking Gustang want all the smoke, nigga.
Yeah,
He
I'm going
said,
with that
I'm
too.
pulling
Actually,
everybody out of their comfort zone. I'm coming for you. You're gonna have your drawers on, your bunny slippers. I'm gonna pull you out your house, and you're gonna be looking stupid. Come on, Jahai, what you want? You want the smoke? Let's get it.
Okay. Who else?
I think for me, just to play it differently, I'm gonna go with what Karaka said. I keep hearing that today.
Same.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That was actually really funny. It's like, yeah, I keep hearing that shit.
At least you see like an anime, like, oh fuck, I keep hearing this shit over and over again. Like,
For me, the only bar that mattered was the first sentence that came out of Gustang's mouth. Okay, tell me, vermin, and that was it. I'm like, all right, we're good. Like,
I actually like my dude hyping him up like he's an omnipotent like that.
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't even say that all together. Like,
I won't even
like,
say his name.
intellect. Like, there you
I
go.
would quietly. That shit was wrong.
Calivan 2.0.
Wow. Anyone else? I mean, the Karaka stuff was cool too, but I gotta do a lot of stuff on Karaka. I gotta think of some shit. Favorite panel.
The fair skin of my beautiful. How smooth and bright her vibrant skin is. Oh my god. The natural lifeful color in her lips. Oh Jesus Christ. Lord have mercy.
Color, she pale as hell, my boy.
I want Lane. The one Lane panel I got.
I think
Evan Kel with the fire around the hands. That was it for me.
Yeah, that's actually
it's
Bond too.
just a subtle thing, but it's so good.
I
Like,
think my favorite one was the detailed shot of Karaka's face where he's saying Zahard's gonna pay for what he's done.
Okay, yeah.
All right, I'm a troll for this one, but it has to be the wheelchair guy because I'm never going to see that mid again.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
He like help, like yo, come on.
Probably my favorite was the Stang family pulling. I mean, Poby Dow. We can't say their name no more. Poby Dow. That family was raw. The whole family was raw.
Yeah, that panel was crazy.
I still can't believe how mean Laz is, though. That's crazy to me.
Bro, look at him. He's not making an effort. Dog, he just said like, yo, someone gonna get me. Like he like Jack in the water, bro.
I mean,
come on, bro. Like,
Is Joey here or is he on mute?
I'm here. I'm here.
What's your favorite panel?
Probably he wants you to hand them over, so I'm taking them with me because I love any panel that has like a glasses glare like that, like with a zoom in on the face. So that was definitely my favorite panel.
I'll rate the chapter.
Wait. I got a panel for Gintoki Wagner season when Wagner was getting trained by Karaka.
Yeah, he just I see he's a little salty in the chat, but he's just mad that Wagner was crying. He ain't doing nothing. It's okay.
So it's okay. Wagner season come. I'm pushing it. Gintoki, I got you, bro. Wagner season.
I have adopted Lazarus' philosophy of long-term payoff. I'm good. When the next come, you'll hear me. You'll hear me. I'm good.
Hey, I'll be having that lizard soup with you, man.
Ooh.
Wow. Wow.
From afar.
Rate the chapter out of 10.
Well, the thing is, there was no endorsing this chapter, so I can't go higher than an 8.
Wow. It's a 9. It's a 9.
Gimmick infringement, much.
I know. Listen, man. I need Uber.
I can't go past the 8 because there was no Rock in the Vanky here. If all the shit wasn't so good, that shit would have been a 5, honestly. But
wait,
everything was beautiful except for Rock and the Vanky, so and Bam and the Vanky, that was garbage. You already heard what I had to say. I ain't gonna say no more about it.
Before I rate the chapter, KB said that since they showed freaking wheelchair dude and his family, that confirms that Levy is on the ship with them. But more importantly, if Levy's on the ship with them, that means Penis Gang's still here. That means we out here, son.
Yo,
We got Penis Gang.
Bro, listen, I'm scared from Uber, man.
Stop.
Bam left Uber behind once. He gonna do it again. Oh my god.
Bro, we out here.
Penis Gang gonna slunt everybody in their sleep. It's all right.
Wow.
And Dorsey, please run.
But
I'm trying to ride the Uber.
Start the car.
Oh my god.
But
yeah, go ahead.
chapter is 8. Would have been a 9 if we did not waste 5 chapters with them freaking that Jobber family.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Hey, they gave me that wheelchair though. Okay.
Zach Gowan gimmick, like
No.
Who didn't go?
Oh, I'll give it a 9 too, because I actually really like the end of the stuff chapter, the speech, and I kind of like the way it felt like everything was wrapped up. I know it was like a lot of cliffhangers left, but I felt like it was done in the right way. So I liked it. Like I felt like everything wrapped up nicely to me. So I can't give it like a 10 out of 10 because nothing crazy happened, but it was still really good.
Yeah, I'll give it a 9 as well. It just felt like I don't know. SA is pretty good at epilogues. I think he wraps up things pretty well.
I agree with that actually.
Yeah, I'd give it a 9, and I think my main reason is just because I think CU did a good job of showing where all these different characters might be going over the hiatus or time skip.
besides White.
Yeah, White's just missing.
I give it a potential out of 10.
Oh god.
Potential out of 10.
I'm a 8.5. That's where I'm at.
Close to me.
Yeah, I think it was a good wrap up. I like the ending. I ultimately kind of think that as great as Rack's speech was, I don't know if it's going to amount to anything.
Yeah.
We're going through the motions again, but has this final chapter at all changed any opinions you had on the overall arc or no?
The arc's still
No,
trash.
that shit garbage.
Great moments do not define a great arc.
So
it has to be great though the whole way.
Yeah.
I think the first half was good. Second half was just
I think it started really good.
It had an amazing start. Honestly,
I still think it was fun to read, but there were a lot of problems with the actual way certain things were put together.
Agreed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed.
I think a lot of things just came in too early.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like a 6.5. If I had to rank the arc itself, rating wise, it'd be a 6.5. Honestly.
Yeah, it was a 6, but they get a 0.5 for this last chapter. They get a 0.5, but it's a 6 dead ass.
Yeah, it's hard for me to balance it because it's on the one hand, I feel like the bomb stuff and him going up against rankers is way, way, way too early. But on the other hand, I loved seeing all the stuff with Zahard's army and Evan Kell and Sharon and all those characters.
you know what's interesting to me was I was watching Dritz's stream, I think after the Reverie or whatever.
Yeah. And
someone had just made some kind of half-ass comment about Tower of God, and what he said to me, kind of like not that I go online for validation or anything, but it made me know I'm not crazy because he's not a part of our community at all, right? And sometimes even when you're kind of part of the community, your thoughts could align a certain way. You can kind of think the same. Mm-hmm. He's completely disassociated from Tower of God fans, and he said, "I love this series; it's really good, but it has the worst power scaling he's ever seen in his life." And it was hearing him say that, I was like, "Bro, you don't even talk to us, so don't even anyone to tell him that." He came to that conclusion on his own, and I don't think it's the worst power scaling I've ever seen in my life, obviously, but basically saying he never knows how strong anyone is until Bam gets the power up or something like that. I can't remember exactly what he said verbatim. Yeah. He basically was saying that the power scaling is pretty bad, and I actually agree with that.
I just feel the only real problem with power scaling came in this arc because before it was rankers are gods to people, high rankers are gods to gods.
Yeah.
And then this arc kind of muddied that water a bit.
Yeah, I feel like the Hidden Four also did that a little bit.
Tower of God.
Yeah, especially the way that
Tower of God is just Dark Souls.
Yeah, especially they ranked the regulars too. We had everything classified into certain areas, so we know who was strong in what category. Now it's it don't matter. If you can scratch, you're done.
Yeah, and it's I so it was Data Jihad was okay because he had no rank. everybody could say he was a ranker. Everybody could
But
say
people keep saying that he
Nah.
has a rank for some bloody reason.
Now the
He's a
thing is,
ranker. No, you're a ranker
it's
once
not
you get to the
even-
final floor.
it's not even like forget all of that. The reason why Ghost Data Jihad was good was because Bam had gotten a power up at the end of the previous arc that we have not seen yet. So we got to see that power up plus the training that he got from Edwan, right? So we got to see everything come together as one, and it comparing to the Ghost Data Jihad. With this, the man spends a month training one specific thing, does not use it at all, does everything else under the sun. We have no explanation for it. And then you have freaking Roblox constantly flip-flopping, saying that, well, you know, he's not ready. He doesn't have the skill to go against rankers, but then literally 2 chapters later saying, well, you know, that beam could kill rankers with just a graze. It
And
was
then say-
completely stupid.
Say LOL. The fuck, nigga?
Yeah, that's the only
Yeah.
thing I actually didn't like for the arc. I think, like somebody else said, I agree. I think it was too soon for. I know some people was like, oh, he's the main character. Da 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 da. It's just like with the way the story goes and like setting up certain concepts, he really should not have been able to survive and get out of that unscathed the way he did. Honestly, like he shouldn't have been fighting those. He should have been fighting rankers or high rankers. He just
And
should
as
not.
I keep
That wasn't
saying-
his battlefield.
As I
Yeah.
keep saying, in all of my favorite series, the main character is not the strongest character in the verse, nor is he or they or she the be all end all. So him being the main character means absolutely nothing. That is a completely limptic argument. But go off.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood out. Come on now.
Yeah.
I think
But what bothers me the most about all this is that he goes on record. Like he says himself that this is the situation, this is what it is in the blog post. Now tell me how you're gonna write a whole essay about that kind of stuff and then like go back on that completely next week. Are you kidding me right now? What is this?
Like Bam should have been breathing so hard. He should have been huffing and puffing, bleeding or something by the end of this arc. Like he should have honestly been to the point where he passed out for a little while.
He
or
should have
something.
been touched at the arc at all.
Yeah,
Like, he
the
got
thing
nothing.
is, offensively, I'm okay with the excuse being made that like he's an irregular, so okay, his attacks don't follow the rules and he can hurt people that are stronger. But it's like defensively, he got worked by Elaine, by Dada Zahard, by Joaquin. So then to see him up here and like nobody cares enough to hurt him at all, I feel like that's where it was like kind of where the writing went off, where nobody just gave a shit enough to hurt him. Like Calavan was just screwing around with him and Charlie was joking the whole time.
I love Charlie.
Yeah, I think with this arc, it's like, for me, it's like, it's not bad, but it's just disappointing because we had like so many great portions of it. Like we had like the Cheon He stuff, we had like the Karaka stuff, we had the white stuff like that kind of dipped in and out, but it was still pretty good for the most part. And they just got all that undermined by the power level nonsense.
Yeah.
So it's just,
I like
don't
the
know.
Yuri stuff also, just to throw that in there.
Yeah,
The
well,
stuff with
yeah,
Yuri
that
was
ties
really
into the
good.
Cheon He stuff.
Yeah.
Yuri's story was like easily, I think, probably the best. Like that was phenomenal.
It was
Yeah, I really like that.
It was awesome.
But I always kind of say like, you know, Yuri's not my literal favorite. She's one of my favorites. I always think Yuri's like the coolest character in the series. Like she has like some of the best writing. Like Yuri's dope. Go ahead. Sorry.
I gotta throw it in there, man. I'm not gonna hear it for a while.
Go ahead. You see, you're gonna say something. I think. Oh, he's gone. All right, cool. He's actually gone. No, he's not. Someone
This is probably my biggest, like, this is like power scale that matters because we know the ceiling, like this the team battles positions. It's all been set up from the beginning. So why would you set all this up if you knew you wasn't going to use it, or you just not going to use it at all? Like you said, I got into it because like I was like, okay, cool. The MC's not gonna be the only nigga that matters. It's not gonna be no Goku, no Dragon Ball Super shit. Like Goku take the end, he take the last shot, or he take the villain on all the time. It's like, nigga, we need teamwork, we need mind games. It's not all about power. But now, apparently, it's all about power now. And that's the issue with me.
I mean, we asked last week, and Yak just asked in the chat. Do you think it was the health stuff that made a part of this? Some of the pacing being a lot faster and whatnot because of his health.
I don't know about the pacing, but like a lot of I don't want to be like an asshole, but like some of like the excuses you give. So like I'm gonna need some real stuff, some real health issues mentally for you to say that Bam is not ranker level and then have you change your mind. Because there's plenty of ways he could have wrote himself out of that. Even if he wasn't the best like mental stuff. I need some real shit. Because like there's plenty of ways Karaka or somebody could that was off screen or somebody could have came in and Bam could have dodged this, that, and the other. Like when they were running away, he didn't have to do the whole grazing thing. We could have got away with that. Karaka wasn't doing shit. He was sitting next to White, and White was taking on Sharon. So Karaka could have stepped in and wiped out Charlie or like attacked Charlie and them, and they could have just like dipped and some shit like that. And Bam could have got away, but you had to go out your way to set it up that Bam could graze a ranker and kill him.
So I'm gonna ask you guys this then.
Ben Gray's a ranker.
So what? Go ahead.
I was gonna say a bigger problem than the health might be just the pacing, because even the way it seemed at the end of the chapter with that afterward, it was like I'm always struggling to get like whatever part of the story they need done every single week by that deadline. And he's put like for years now, occasionally you'll see in one of the blog posts where he's like, you know, I needed to go through this much of the story, even though I wanted to take a little bit longer on this part. So it's like, I feel like that might be one of the bigger issues at play.
Yeah, you know what's like fucked is that like with like his break and stuff that he's on right now. Like, did you know that he actually released like a parody chapter that like Naver forced him to like publish?
No.
Like even on his break, like he actually had to publish like an entire like little mini chapter thing. It's on like the Tower of God Reddit.
Yeah,
It's
like
this
for
sort of-
years now, Naver has like kind of
Yeah,
been
like-
really sketchy with the schedules.
Oh, they are.
I've been looking into like how the inner workings of Naver been working, and it doesn't look that good.
Because I remember one thing years ago that I couldn't stand when I read, it was in one of the blog posts, probably even before I started doing YouTube. It was something like, I think he was saying something like, I wanted to spend more time on this arc and doing an arc story, but Naver said we need to focus more on the main story, so that's why I pushed it forward. And I really hated reading that, because I was like, I kind of want to see what CU has in mind. I don't want like whatever Naver thinks is like the corporate product that they need.
Could I actually read something from the translation of the actual special chapter? Because it's like, it's really telling of like what he's thinking right now. Because it says like, one of the little parts in the chapter, it's basically like SAU talking to the audience, and he's like, shut up, I'm on hiatus, I'm hurting, I'm tired. Why the hell do they want a special from me during this hiatus? Do you know how it feels to be thrown into a deadline hell in the middle of a hiatus instead of actually resting? Korean webtoons can go die. That's literally what he wrote.
Oh my God.
Like, I'm not even joking.
Savage.
Hey,
Oh
like,
my God.
They are cracking the whip.
Yeah, that's what they bro. Slavery in it, man.
Is this jump? Relax.
And that's what I was telling people a lot too, because like when people always complain, they're like, yo, why don't you put all the panels in your video while you're talking about it? And one of the biggest reasons is because I remember way back when Line was first getting the rights and like starting up the official translation, all the sites or places that would host images from the old translations and the fan translations were just getting nuked with copyright claims. So it's like I knew from the beginning Naver was really, really strict on the copyright stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Jump's so scared of us.
Shalisha and Naver out here, man. Favorite moments in the arc. Favorite moments.
Oh, when that goddess pulled up, man.
I actually think one of my favorite moments of this arc is not really a single moment, but one of the best things story-wise is how we learn a little bit more about Yu Han-sung and what he wants for the future, and the same for Ha Jin-sung and how Bam is carrying on both of their wills as the two that trained him over that time skip, and how Bam was then protected in the end from Calavan by Evankel because of the connection with Yuan Sung, and Karaka because of the connection with Jin-sung.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I agree with Elaine. You're right. Elaine's the best part of the arc. Anyone else? Favorite moments, favorite characters, whatever. You know my favorite character.
Yuri, that stuff with Yuri was my favorite part because I stand Yuri too. I think she's like top girl.
Yeah.
Endorses
confronting.
Dorothy's top second. But just her backstory about how she was like even powerful as a kid and like being strong enough to actually break the rules. I think that's something dope for a princess to have that kind of mind state. I think that was dope.
I got like a quick three. I'm gonna just name one of them because I know Joey probably got the same one. The Ha Jin Sun showcase, although it wasn't full, it was still like I still like the showcasing that
Yeah.
Tiger Gate Dragon. That shit was like the cleanest panel
Yeah.
of the arc. In Evanky Hill, that was probably like my favorite stuff. Like just her showing up. She's now my queen with a K, non-binary. Nah, she's on queen with a K. And she just raw as fuck. Like, cause I didn't know who we were getting, but then then I had faith in the storyline. That was like, oh shit, she got the ancient one. Just like she's like a native, she got the power, just like Rock. Blah blah blah. And that's where I first seen the story going and stuff like that. Cause even when the chapter came out, just the first thing people said on like the top comments, like she's gonna train Rock. Oh shit, she a native just like Rock. Blah blah blah. But you know where that went. But that still doesn't take away that's my favorite shit.
I like what he said in the chat. Sorry, I just said the favorite moment was Bam getting the Black March again. More for the execution of that moment, but not particularly for the impact it had on the story. Because I did like him getting it back though. How it got back into Yuri's meeting. That's why I like that. And also, Siege is gonna hurt me if I don't mention how Yurin's lips goat moment.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Nigga, she sucked Ari Hand's soul out his body, bro.
We capitalized the G on Gilf.
She sucked his
Wow.
soul out his body, bro.
What can I do, man?
Lads, please.
Look, man.
Levy season.
Levy's Levy.
Stop this.
Huh? What?
Levy
So
season.
2019, you're a lion, huh? Okay, I see where we're at.
I know. For me, it's weird because it's like I really did love the Jensen stuff. Van Kel, my girl Adi, pulling up. But I think the one that really got to me, because I keep going back to the thing of season 1, was stuff regarding like the tidal wave that's gonna be coming. It's gonna swallow up you arrogant people. Because it kind of reminded me back to what Hansung had said to Liroro, like during the whole conversation before like the last examination about like the tsunami hitting the tower. And I kind of feel like all that buildup from all that time, like finally came into that thing and kind of like connected everything as we're about to like enter the new wave itself. So I thought that was great, just because it feels like we're going into the long term of the story when we look at that line.
Oh, yeah, true.
Anyone else?
I think like I'll actually pick 3 as well. First one would probably be like White stepping out of the Hell Train for the first time.
Oof.
Even though like the
Oh yeah, that was
like
formidable stuff.
yeah, like the end product was like a little bit iffy, but that first moment where you get like that awesome artwork by SAU was pretty cool. Second probably be Yuri confronting the Ha family head and just talking about like pretty much what Quietly said. And the third would be probably Yu Han Sung's like comments to like Evan Kell in the flashback and how that sort of influenced Evan Kell.
Yeah.
I like that.
Go ahead.
My fault. The Caliban thing, that not him as like his character, nothing like that, but the fact that it reminded me that there's actual places outside that tower, outside of Jihad's rule. That's what it reminded me. And we were, and I just remember because I was reading the Dollar Show fight because we were doing something on the Discord. It did say that there are places there is like out in the middle or the outside area of the tower. Jihad hasn't touched that shit, and they said they didn't even know about Jihad and all the stuff he done in the whatever part of the tower it is. I just know the outer tower. They said I don't know if he gonna change it or not, but I know it's like that goes into play. Like more stuff or more players can come from outside the rankings, and that can help us balance some power levels out. However you want to do that.
I that's what I was thinking he did with the last chapter when he did that. He basically added another tier, or at least an unknown tier, which kind of gives him justification for kind of having the record stuff early. But that doesn't change the fact that I'm still disappointed about the regulars. But let's not get into that.
Well, I think what he said is actually really, really good, because I love that we kind of set up the possibility of these places outside of what the Empire can see, because it just, I don't know, it gives us that unknown factor where anything could be out there for the characters to run into to tell a story.
Who didn't go?
Oh,
you didn't go.
I'm in agreement with what was said before, man. Like the second that White finally got his powers back, that to me was.
We've been waiting a long time for that moment.
Really, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So for me, like it was ridiculously profound.
He bodied.
Like he was actually coming up with full sway, man. Like that man was glistening. He was glowing. He had the drip.
And remember, they said that he was as strong as the squadron commander. So like that's a testament to how strong he is. He probably needs a way to sustain himself with soul. He needs some souls. Like let that man eat, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, yo. Like, I
mean,
he don't need a whole country or nothing, but like give him a little, 1, 2. But
I think another.
actually,
Sorry.
the Royal Elliot versus Evankel, like
Oh.
that conflict too was like, I mean, it was short and not like fully expanded upon, but like that moment was also really up there for me. I like that a lot too.
I was going to cut in saying one of the coolest things about White is kind of that confirmation that he's just a regular, but he has the strength of a high ranker because he just went out and ate all those souls in some country somewhere.
That man, you made them two. He became king of.
Yeah,
them.
he became God and made them fight each other. But I think it's great just to see a character kind of being such an exception that they're not a ranker at all, but they have high ranker strength.
Mm. That was good. Oh shoot. Simba, you didn't go.
Man, what the fuck else is there to say? Y'all listed all the fucking high moments. Like, you talking about I ain't go. There's a reason why I ain't talking. Y'all said everything.
You got massive growth.
That's your moment. But listen, bro.
You got red God Bay.
Listen.
Baby and Bam.
They're not ready for the gospel. I already spoke not even a page, just a single line from the Bible of the Red Witch. Y'all wasn't ready. So y'all not ready for another line. Wait until fucking March. But anyways, White stepping off the train was so symbolic because it was just a testament to what he's been through, right? Like his entire everything has been linked to this train. And then him finally being freed from those shackles was how long? And him finally stepping out into the real world again was just so fucking amazing. And then it got completely ruined chapters later, but that's besides the point. The entrance, freaking gold. The match itself,
facts.
Like Dorian should be dead. Simple as that. But listen, it is what it is. It's fucking whatever. Also, the tying with season 1 in general is just absolutely amazing. Returning back to floor 2 and seeing Hansung Yu there, and then finally seeing what Evankel looks like. Yeah. Getting the first person whose rank has been revealed in the story. And then just everything about her, period. She just fucking go in every sense of the word.
Thank you.
Absolutely raw. And not only that, but Karaka's heart. Son, when I say other dimensions go, other dimensions are freaking gold. Like, it really is. That was just so raw that this man not only has a lair on a floor. Now he has his own hideout, his own servers and all that, but this man has a whole dimension. Are you kidding me? That shit was so clean. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that shit was raw. Everything else,
Dragon Tiger Gate Raw or no? Come on now.
Yeah, that most definitely was raw, but Roblox
like
did pop dirty, period.
I still think the parry to the straight up reverse control
that was the best part. I was gonna say that too, but facts.
The thing is, because freaking Calivan no sold his finish. Like, that buried him. Like, you have this move that he's like not done on like anybody, period. That's like his ultimate special move, and he kicks out at 1. No, that's not how you flip the booking,
bro.
Bad booking, period. So
he was
that
in the ear.
really,
He's like, yo, Chairman was the GOAT. You're right.
Anyways, that entire scene got completely lowered because freaking Calivan kicked out at 1. And it's like, and then not only did he kick out at 1, but he hit his own finish and that was it. Like, that was a freaking limp dick finish to a match. Yeah. Like, no.
Interference.
Head-cutting elbow was raw too.
Outside interference, bro, with a chair shot for mentioning those.
Like, that was not the main event I was looking forward to.
Yeah. So, time for the actual best part was
classic fight.
Chenny, GOAT, coming through
with
the plan. You're not here.
Oh, man.
He's not here. I gotta pop my real quick. All right.
You gotta yell, man. You
She,
gotta yell.
I know, but I'm tired. she came through with the sneak, and she yeah, like you said earlier, she's a real human collector. She took that man. She got a plan. She's trying to have some bloodshed in the tower. Like I can't wait to see what she got in store, man. Because I liked her a lot. From I would say really, it was a data floor, like seeing like the younger version. Because like I didn't like her when she was first introduced, but she still has probably one of my favorite lines in the series. That's when Rand remembered what she told her against the fight with Inietta. when she's like, "Listen, don't try to dodge these attacks. You tank the hit and you hit him with something stronger." And I'm like, this might be some ape advice, but that shit was wrong.
Facts.
And yeah, man. So I like Miss Shenny's role here. I can't wait to see, man. That speech. The bloodshed. I'm with it. But let's wrap this up. Any final comments?
I'm gonna miss Sharon.
Arc still trash.
Arc's trash.
Bro,
I mean, so basically, this what happened. We took a trash bag, we dumped trash in it, but then we dumped like a freaking brand new PS4 in it, and then we put a bow on top. It's still a trash bag. I don't change nothing. The arc was still whack.
Is the PS4 broken?
Huh?
Nah, it's good. It's good.
All right, then it's lit.
It's lit, then. That sounds lit to me. Give me the whole bag of trash.
Wow.
Nah, it only lasts you a week. Matter of fact, no, I changed my mind. It lasts you a week now. Yeah.
No, man, it's gonna be excruciating though. Like we gotta go 2 months without it.
Yeah, we restarting the reread. We finna do.
I already did my reread. Fuck.
So did I. So yeah, we're gonna be on hiatus. Sorry.
I mean, we're also technically on hiatus while he's on.
So yeah, SIU to be taking a break. We're coming back in March. The content's not going anywhere. We got tons of discussions to hold, streams to have, this and that, the other. I still want to have this big stream with me, Haku, All the Hell, Vanity, Boned, and the rest of the lads. If I can get Dritz. I don't know if Recon will be caught up. I doubt it. So probably not Recon, but and then
What about Hassan?
If he's caught up,
yeah.
And and then the rest of us will fill in. I'm gonna try to see if I can get the OBS working, but don't count on it. Probably gonna be on Hangouts. Well, anyways, yeah. During the week, during the break, hit that reread. I don't even know if it's Eric or the other one in the chat, but Red Force, you definitely hit that Tower God, hit it up. I know you heard us complain about a lot about it, but Tower God is lit.
It's just his arc, y'all. Trust
Yeah,
me. He can come back. It's just his arc.
Yeah, y'all not selling the show. This like mono. we have stripes with this arc. It has some edges, but it trust me, it's worth it. And we love the GOAT, Yeah.